gets dark. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the DemonPeaks podcast, the dirtiest place outside of the Roadhouse, and the only podcast in the entirety of the internet to talk about Twin Peaks, to hear about Twin Peaks, to anything about Twin Peaks. I'm, of course, DemonPeaks Sean. This is GothPeaks Adam. Say hello, Adam.
What's happening, guys?
What's happening, guys? We're going to have Wholesome Peaks, Coral, on this week. There was some miscommunication, some stress, etc. I think she double booked with a race hate rally she has. She's big into the anti-Semite circles, as we all know. She's a Holocaust denier.
Very committed.
Yeah, she loves it. She just can't get enough of it. Iron crosses all the way. Today's show, we're going to talk about Twin Peaks, Season 1, Episode 3, Rest in Pain, which sounds like that's a bad name for an episode.
It is a little corny, right?
Before we start, I want to give a shout out to people who did our opening song. Lula is in Trouble. Song is Midnight Coffee. If you're on YouTube, our logos and artwork are done by Corvid Days. Find them on Etsy. They do amazing work. The show opening was done by Goth himself. Good job.
Thank you.
I don't know what format you're listening to this on, but it's offered on YouTube. Look for DemonPeaks Podcast. And Anchor, look for the same. We're also on Spotify and other stuff, but I still don't know.
Wherever we are.
Yeah.
I haven't done more research on that to see where else we're
type
at.
it in your Google machines. The Googling DemonPeaks Podcast. I think is the only thing that'll pop up is us.
Probably, yeah.
Plus, check out our Instagrams. That's what this whole thing is about. DemonPeaks, GothPeaks. You have anything you want to add before we move on to the episode in question?
I'm ready for it, man.
Okay. This episode was directed by Tina Rathbone. Done nothing really save a movie called Zelly and Me, which had David Lynch and Isabella Rossellini with, which I've never seen or heard of.
I never heard of that at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably not gonna see that.
The whole movie.
For the record, me and Goth are both sick. I had COVID.
I might have COVID.
He probably has COVID.
We
got it from having cyber sex with each other. I believe it's transmitted that way.
I think it was worth it, man.
It was very hot. We did a role play. It was very romantic.
Baby. Oh yes.
We did a whole thing about like an African kid being eaten, and we got real dark there, but it was okay.
DemonPeaks,
yeah. What do you think that? Yeah, written by Harley Payton, who for me is most noted as doing Less Than Zero, the writing on that, and writing on Channel Zero, which is a show I liked 2 of the 4 seasons of, and the new Chucky, which I will not watch.
I don't know the first 2. I've only heard of the third.
Less Than Zero was a book by Bret Easton Ellis. Made into a movie. It's about Patrick Bateman's brother.
Okay.
It's not really
in that
just
world,
it's in the same. Patrick's in it, I think, for like one scene he has lunch with his brother at dinner, or the other way around. He's in American Psycho. Sean Bateman, I forget. One of the 2.
Okay, that sounds cool though.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's in the 80s. I think James Spader's in it. This is why I go by season. Some people think this is episode 4 or episode 3, but it's season 1, episode 3. That's different. I consider a pilot, and not necessarily part of season 1. Also, this episode is called episode 3, Rest in Pain. It's not called episode 4. It's called episode 3, Rest in Pain. The wiki is more confusing as it goes forward in continuity. So it literally says episode 3 is the name of the episode. What episode is it to them? It's 4th. And then if you get like season 20, it just runs through. So season 2, episode 13 is episode 20. It's confusing very fast. To look this stuff up. Because Coral wanted to be on for episode 2. She said episode 3. So I was going to put her on this one.
That was a misunderstanding, right?
This is a community problem. We're all not on the same page. What do you say? Would you call this episode 3?
I prefer to call it episode 4.
But the name of the episode is episode 3.
Yeah, okay. It seems like you're yelling at me about it.
You're saying it's episode 4. It's called episode 3. It's episode.
I know. I'm giving you my preference.
So you would call episode 3 episode 4.
Yes.
The whole thing it falls apart then. This is ridiculous. I can't stand it.
What's your preference?
I go by season. It's pilot, and then season 1, season 2. Return. I call return season 3. People get mad about that, but it's season 3. Let's not. I hate this. Like, can I call it season 3? It's fucking season 3. It's season 3 of the show.
Your technicalities, man.
It's ridiculous. People look at you. It's the return. It's fucking. Who cares what they call it? It's the season 3.
Return
season. Yeah. They start doing shit like that with shows, it's gonna go crazy. I've been bitching about this before with movies. If shows start doing it where they're calling seasons different things, I'm done. Because it'll be season 1, season 2, and then indigestion, and then season 4. Well, why can't you call it fucking season 3? Well, it's not called that. It's the third part. It's the third thing.
So you call this what? Season
1, episode 3.
1.
Rest in pain.
Okay.
Now,
for the sake of not making you angry, I'm gonna say season 1, episode 3.
I just don't know why it's after the first appearance of the Red Room. What were you expecting? Were you expecting more like that coming into this? We ended on Dale Cooper saying
I was thinking it was going to be a lot. I thought that's where the show would take.
It was transitioning into something more wacky.
Yeah, I thought I was going to transition to that, but no, it was just kind of that little bit, and not for a very long time.
And it's really not even really brought up in this episode to a frustrating degree, man.
Like a big spectacle to bring attention to itself, and it kind of went away.
He literally says, "I know who the killer is," and they open up on like a cold opening, which we'll talk about in a second. But like, okay, because we literally have Audrey waiting around in horniness for Cooper, and no mention of this big revelation that we ended on, like right into her just stewing in her own juices, looking for Colonel Cooper. I love when he's like, it's actually special agent. Like, fuck you, dude. You landed on a little thick there. He invites her to breakfast, which obviously he would rather have her for breakfast. He gets her writing sample, which she then explains about One-Eyed Jacks. And I bitched about the note. If she's just going to explain it to him, what was the point of the note?
Wait.
Hey, Jack with one eye. Oh, well, what's this about? It's obviously handwriting. It's a place called One-Eyed Jacks. You got me. It's little girl crap. It's high school crap. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Yeah, I can hear you now. Can't hear you. I can't hear you.
You there?
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
What's up with your audio? I can't. You're cutting in and out.
Cutting in and out, huh? Okay. Might have to do something else. Hold on. Let's see.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
We're recording. I'm not going to stop recording. We're going to watch this whole thing.
Have me embarrass myself.
Fuck up the whole goddamn program with your fucking nonsense.
Unprofessional. Can you hear me okay now, though?
I can hear you just fine. Yeah.
It's going to keep going.
We'll find out.
Let's try something else.
Okay, we'll try something else. We'll try something else.
Okay. All right. We're going to try the same.
We're going to try. We're good.
We're going to try the same thing.
We go forward in our program that we do.
I hope.
Ready? You prepared?
I think so.
I'm unprepared for this. You come ill prepared for every episode we do. Is ill prepared. You're coming here slapdash. You got no notes. You got you don't know what you're doing. Can we move forward? Can I keep going with
I think so. Okay. I think you should be okay.
We learn about One-Eyed Jacks. We learn about the perfume counter raw network there. And this is where we get some heavy emphasis that maybe Ben Horn is the murderer. Tilly lays it on thick. Audrey certainly thinks so. And then we get some resolution because Harry and Lucy show up and they're all, in a tizzy hey man, who killed Laura? You know. He's like, nah, I don't know. Like, how long were they waiting? It had to be, Harry was probably sweating bullets. You know what I mean?
And after he fucking says, I don't know, he's just like, damn.
Well, then they listen to his goddamn, like, the frustration I would feel at Cooper's level of bullshit, like the audacity I would feel if I was Harry. I come in, this motherfucker's eating breakfast, and I'm like, you know who killed me? He's like, nah, I don't know, but you want to hear about my dream? But like, no, I don't want to fucking hear about your goddamn dream. What do you
hear about how he wants to have them ham collide with the
like the maple syrup? And he's like, my dream is a code. Dude, I don't fucking need to hear this. Like, it is 6:30 in the morning.
Harry's not showing that urgency though.
No, he's like, I didn't haul my, because he's high as a kite.
Yep.
He's such a bad cop.
He's taking it in stride, man.
And we get confirmation Harry's a bad cop in this episode later, and we'll talk about that.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then we talk about they're going to make a sketch of Bob. Okay, now I have a problem with this. Cooper directly says, my dream is a code. And then he says, Mike and Bobby. But then he dismisses that could be about Mike and Bobby.
Mm-hmm. Like, okay, what drives him to dismiss it so quickly?
I thought it was a code.
Mm-hmm.
If the code's telling you Mike and Bobby.
Yeah, you seem really sure.
He's like, nah,
you already cracked it.
Nah, it's not Mike and Bobby. Based on what information do you have that we don't have?
He doesn't know that for sure.
He doesn't have any fucking idea. I just think of myself in Harry's position, and I'm like, oh, he's talking about a midget dancing. Why am I here? Do you remember your dreams? Do you have any dreams you remember, like frequently?
Not as much as I would like to remember, but I think that's yeah, dude. It's actually been like maybe a good year or two since I can remember any of my dreams very vividly. At least
high as a kite.
Yeah, it affects that. No, it affects how you dream. It kind of stops you from remembering your dreams or
the REM sleep.
Yeah, it interferes with that.
I used to have night terrors as a kid, like real bad, wake up screaming and stuff like that. And I still remember the first one I had was so I was at this house, and cannibals were eating the Power Rangers brains. I was like 4 or 5, so I really loved Power Rangers. I remember waking up screaming, and I've always remembered that dream really vividly because it was the first night terror I had.
How old were you when you got that?
I was like 4 or 5, and I had them until I was in my 20s. I don't know what broke them. Good pussy or something.
I had really weird dreams at that age though, but it was like floating up and not being able to come down.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you had those.
Yeah, it was strange. And then like someone screaming so intensely that it fucking drives you back in slow motion, and you feel like a giant weight with that scream. I don't know. It's weird. And sometimes I'll be floating up, not being able to come back down, but in between my head and the rest of my body is like a giant Ace of Spades playing card for some reason, and that's what's kind of levitating me up.
You were a big Motorhead fan as a kid.
I don't think so, but I mean, I can see why you would think that, but no, I didn't know Ace of Spades at that time.
A goddamn good song. I prefer Hawkwind over Motorhead personally.
Hawkwind?
Yeah, the first band he was in.
No, I only know Motorhead.
They're like a progressive rock dream.
Yeah, with Lemmy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They kicked him out because he was Lemmy.
Because he was fucking shit up too much.
Like, you can't be. But yeah, that's floating. You always wonder what dreams mean. Floating, or the thing where you can't punch anybody right. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, because like there's like a weight that's holding
soft,
you back. Your fist feels heavy. Yeah.
And
or when the trigger of a gun feels really heavy that you can't pull it back. And by the time you do pull it back, you're like not aiming right. And so
Adam has a lot of gang warfare dreams. He's in the Latin Kings in his dreams.
Those are those common dreams where like there's a lot of weight to something you're trying to pull?
Yeah, I mean, I've had them, certainly. Yeah. I have a lot of dreams, or I used to, that everything was a play. Like I could tell, like it wasn't a play, but it was on a set, and I could tell it was a set because I'd pull back and see the set. I don't know what that means.
You see like a crew and directors.
There wouldn't be a crew, but there would be like, it was clearly a set. It was like the end of the Holy Mountain. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's true.
And then we go to the fight at the morgue. And Albert's right here. I'm just gonna get there with, he's correct. Let me do this autopsy.
The town's not about that. I know. I know.
Why I am here. That is why. Not to mention, the town has no say in this. The FBI came and took charge. Coop said directly to Harry in the first episode, in the pilot, FBI is in charge now. If you got a problem with that, we'll worry about it later. Albert is in charge. Sorry.
Doesn't fly over here, man. Doesn't fly here.
It's because it's like, and also, it smacks of Doc Hayward being such a bad doctor that he's unfamiliar with any of these radical new autopsy techniques, like cutting her open and looking inside her. Like,
shows you how much he's been keeping up with his practices.
Yeah, he's a really, I don't know, can't do. And not to mention, it doesn't make any sense because they're going to take her to the funeral. That's not how you do this. You don't do an autopsy and then take her to the funeral. There has to be embalming processes. There's makeup. There's a lot going into the planning of a body, preparing of a body for a funeral. By the time
you just haven't accepted different in Twin Peaks.
Well, no, because it doesn't make it. By the time the body's ready for the funeral, you're not doing any more autopsies on her. Like,
yes,
she shouldn't have been prepared for. She's embalmed and shit like that. She's not. She's ready to be seen by the world. You know. Whatever. It's just one. Everyone is great in this scene, though, acting wise. Ben is that smarmy, I'm super important in this town, asshole. Albert is fantastic. He just lays into everybody. He puts Ben in his place.
He's not taking anybody's shit.
You're big in this town, you know, and he gives them all that shit. But then he says something about, I got some cutting and pasting to do, which is really poor wording to make it worse.
Like, come on.
Don't say you're going to cut and paste the poor. They're already not happy with you doing this. He's like, I'm going to cut.
He doesn't give a fuck. He's doubling down. He's doubling down.
That's probably, yeah. Then we get the Harry shows up and we get the great line, I do not suffer fools gladly and fools with badges never, which is something I wish we all took to heart. He then lays into Harry. That's just a great, it's like Jim Cornette level of anger. This, whatever he calls him, chowderhead or whatever the fuck he calls him. And then Harry punches him right in the mush. The old rustic sucker punch. Yeah.
Very nice.
I love that scene. Sheriff, I love when he's talking to Cooper and he's like, the sheriff didn't mean anything. And he said, he punched me. He goes, well, I'm sure he meant
me.
I'm sure he meant to do that. And I'm like, that's just a great line. Like,
really good.
Cooper gets a couple of really good lines in this episode. Just the writing was on point. We didn't go to Leland and they're shooting him up. Which
he's feeling good.
This town, man, it's just wild. I want to go.
That's the best way to enjoy Invitation to Love, man.
Yeah, and Invitation to Love, I know they had more planned for it. Do you feel Invitation to Love was wasted? I mean, the first season intentionally parallels Invitation to Love. We get a couple of scenes, especially in the finale of this season, that parallel with the show.
Yeah.
Do you wish they did more with that? I mean, there's a lot of potential there.
Well, it depends. You said they were planning on doing more.
They had planned, like, tentatively, that they were going to meet the cast, or there was some kind of vague crossover.
Not knowing what they have planned, I'm okay with what I saw. It's kind of like a little nod to me, but now after I hear what
I would have liked
what they had planned,
I think in the second season they could have done more with the show paralleling, almost in like a fourth wall kind of way, the Twin Peaks. Like, why is this ridiculous show so much like our regular life?
Have like someone make a whole frustrated monologue out of that.
Or something about it, just like
it's like a bad episode of Invitation to Love.
Like, this show's supposed to be a ridiculous drama, but all the stuff that's happening in this show is like stuff happening in our life. And like that, I don't know. I would have liked it. I don't know what they had planned. There's no real definitive thing. I just would have liked to see more with it. I think it's a cool concept that didn't really get anything. There's no mileage out of it.
Yeah.
We then get Maddie, who is has one important scene, and that's when she's, I'm going to spoil it, when she's murdered, because she's fucking useless until that point. I don't like the Maddie. I know it's like Patty Duke look-alike, the talk-alike, but it didn't do anything for me. Yeah, she's not really very useful.
I mean, it didn't do anything for me, but it didn't take anything away from me either.
She certainly isn't a hindrance to the show, but I think they just wanted Cheryl Lee to do something.
Yeah, do something a little bit more. Keep her on set so when she needs to play Laura as a dead body.
Yeah, like she's not, and she's not a good actress, so it didn't really matter.
I mean, what do you think about her acting in Fire Walk with Me, though?
I think it's terrible. I think she's a terrible
Really?
actress. I think she can
I don't
do
know.
freaked out really well. She can do in pain really well, but anything else is just not really.
As far as like a normal conversation and all
she
that.
can't, like, all of her conversations seem so hectic. She can have like, I'm suffering quite terribly. She can react like horrified, but as far as like, you couldn't put her in regular scenes.
Yeah. I don't know. I also haven't seen her in much else, So.
I've seen her a couple things, and she's not particularly good at it. I mean,
you said like
not,
some vampire movie, right?
Vampire. It's called Vampires.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
With James or James Woods. I think she has sex with James Woods or somebody. One of the Baldwins. She has sex with one of them.
Yeah,
that's horrible. No one wants to have sex with James Woods. That's like we were all over that already. To the double R, we have Hank's lawyer in his ugly brown suit, and Norma's facial expressions here are great. She is taking no shit from this asshole. She's just like,
he is an asshole.
Yeah. And he's checking her out. Did you see the part where he's like looking her over and, you're a good looking woman, Norma.
Fucking scumbag, dude.
I'm like, you're getting my husband out of prison after he murdered somebody, and you're gonna fucking, like, I'll just have him kill you next. Like, what are you talking about?
God. Yeah,
and she's like,
he was a scumbag.
And she's like, I own the double R. And I'm like, damn, Norma,
Hell yeah, get it.
What did she say? I told them I have a homicidally jealous husband.
Who's trying to become a productive member of society.
Let's talk about Hank for a second. Okay, so Hank hit a guy with his car. They said it was a homeless guy, transient. But I don't buy that story.
What do you think it was?
Hank is a known thug. He's a known for thuggery quite thoroughly. So he definitely killed someone intentionally. I mean, we know that he's the one who set up Andrew Packard. We'll find that out. We know that he's done shady stuff for Ben. We know a bunch of stuff. Like, there's no way he hit a guy by accident and they put him in for manslaughter. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. So he definitely killed that guy. That's all I'm saying.
What do you think it is? You think there was a whole story with that?
I think there's.
Maybe that transient guy was probably like a drug dealer.
I think it was probably something to do with Ben. That seems like the most likely situation. But we never really get anything on that. I would love to have seen just a little bit more, because we get a lot of Hank.
Yeah. He's
not a passive character. We get a lot of Hank time with Hank, and not a lot of Hank doing a lot of important stuff. We then move on to Hank, Coop and Harry. They go to Leo. Harry says what I said. Leo's the kind of guy you keep on a list. I've been talking to Leo first day. Leo, what are you doing? Did you kill that girl? And down his house 20 minutes after Laura was dead.
Straight up, yeah.
Did you kill her? I gotta ask you first. You round up the guys
Honest.
And he's wearing this overalls with one button done.
Oh God, yeah. That's his classic fucking.
And he's chopping wood.
Just fucking chopping.
I love Coop here because he goes from like whimsical ferryman, looking at the clouds, to he's straight up on Leo's ass, like in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you're Leo Johnson, huh? And he's like, he looked me up, and he's like, I did look you up, motherfucker, huh? I know it's your shit. And Leo cracks instantly under any pressure Coop puts him under. He's like, well, I don't know. And this makes me think of how bad the cops are in Twin Peaks. He's used to dealing with idiots.
Yep.
He's just dealing with
impressed.
Yeah, he's just dealing with Harry, who's like, oh, shucks, Leo, you didn't give him kids cocaine, did you? And he's like, no, I didn't. He's like, okay. Like,
of course I believe you, Leo.
Yeah, as soon as Leo is pressured by Coop in the slightest, he instantly cracks. He's like, well, if you ask my wife, maybe she'll tell you. You know what I mean? Like, Coop has him fucking spotted from second one. And that just makes me see how bad of a cop everyone else is. Harry is not a good cop. And it's evident by this conversation that Leo is not afraid of Harry, but he's afraid of Coop.
Is this the other scene you were thinking about?
This is the scene I was talking about. Yeah, when it proves how bad of a cop Harry has been in this town.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
You have a known guy like Leo. He's up to no good. You know it. You like, come on.
You're in bliss.
And he's just like, whatever, man. We then move to Bobby doing his best Chris Jericho impersonation. He's breaking the walls down. and once again, we have a great Garland Bobby scene. I love those scenes together.
Was he gonna take the fucking cross?
I don't know. This is their house, right? Like, this is in their house. So I don't know. I don't really know why they have that up like that. It's sort of strange, but
weird.
Like, it's it's like that. Your episode Always Sunny, where they're talking about wanting a big cross in the bar. That's what it reminds. They have a huge cross in their house for some reason. And they have a great conversation. Garland is just like, hey man, I understand how you feel. He's like, we have a responsibility to the dead, each action contributing to the greater good, all this stuff. And Bobby's like, well, what does a funeral have to do with anything? And he's like, ceremony. He said, it's understanding. He's just like, he's so on point with everything
he says.
Yeah. And
perfect, impeccable with his word.
He's playing with a lighter, you know what I mean? Like, oh, so cool. And then I wonder why they let Bobby go to the funeral after he literally goes, I'm gonna turn it upside down. I'm gonna tear this mother down. I'd be like,
upside down. Don't you love how his mom just walks in as if they weren't even yelling afterwards?
I want to get to that, because that's something I had made a note on, is that they did the same joke with the meatloaf thing, where Bobby and Garland are fighting, and then she's just like, oh, it's cool. And I wish they would have made that a reoccurring joke. Like, Betty shows up after they've been like, they're fucking punching each other or they're doing something wacky, and then shows up and she's like, hey guys, what's going on?
They're just looking at her like,
and they're like,
on top of each other.
And that's it. Then it ends the scene. They don't go any further. She shows up, says something, because that's how every scene has ended with that so far in the two they've had. We just went with best for you, Bobby. Then she's like, you guys ready to go to the funeral? Like, she's so happy about it.
Yeah, big old smile on her face.
I would have loved if they kept this spy versus spy joke kind of have running, where something they keep getting into fights, and then she's just like, hey, dinner's ready, and they're like, cut scene, and then they never mention it again.
That would have been a really good recurring joke.
Garland punches Bobby, and Bobby falls down a flight of stairs, and then she's like, hey guys, soup's on, and then like, that's it.
That would be hilarious.
It was into a slapstick real quick. We go to the police station, where we learn Hawk is a tracker. Big shocker there. Indian guy. Tracker? No. And Coop is genuinely shocked. He's like, he's a tracker.
I would never assume that.
He probably has never met an Indian guy being an FBI. You know what I mean? Like, Philadelphia. I've lived in Philadelphia. Let me tell you, there ain't a lot of like Native American people there. We get to Albert again. What's in the contents of Laura's body? Well, it's mostly cocaine. We find out. And twine, 2 different kinds of twine. We get sometimes my arm is bent back spiel here. And then they said that the person cleaned up, but we don't see this kiss or the cleaning up in Fire Walk with Me.
You think he was like wrong about that? Right.
Well, obviously not. There's some sort of cleaning supplies there, and there's soap on Laura, but we just don't see it. I guess it would have made for a less tension-filled scene if you had a person washing their hands and doing it.
The only thing that wasn't consistent with the way they showed it in Fire Walk with Me, right? Because wasn't it the whole thing?
As far as I know, I would really need to do like a deep dive. There's some inconsistencies because of how the train is and where they find the notes from the train and where they found the towel and all that stuff. But that's just TV stuff. That's stuff you do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this isn't really an inconsistent thing. It's just we don't see it. Doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Well, I suppose just this part, and also I think I can't remember exactly what, but some details involving that bird Waldo.
Yeah.
That isn't exactly consistent workout in Fire Walk with Me.
The whole scene where she's partying with who she's partying with isn't really consistent with anything that makes sort of sense. Especially the log lady, what she was doing was confusing to me with Fire Walk with Me, but
it was interesting, yeah.
Yeah, and then they talk about the claw marks, the bird bites. We get hints that she was attacked by some sort of wild animal in some fashion. And then Coop won't sign off on the report about Harry hitting Albert. And he's like, I'm not going to sign this. And Albert's like, what? And he's like, Albert, I hope you can hear this. Another good line. And we find out why Coop drags on this case. He likes Twin Peaks. He wants to live there. He is not about solving this case at all. He's not interested. He's not does not care. And something that
have you ever had a place that does that to you though? Where you just fall in love with a place like so much?
I really like Toronto.
Yeah.
I would move there in a heartbeat. It's a beautiful town.
I need to expand my horizons a bit more. I haven't really gone too many places where I've gotten that kind of experience or that feeling, you know?
I like big cities. I don't know. I just like them. And Toronto has that small town, big city kind of feel to it. And the best chips in the world exist there. All dressed au saisonné. And you can't get them. Can't get the right ones here. So if you're Canadian and you're listening to this, send me all dressed chips. I will give you an address. I want them. I used to have a friend that would send them to me, but she moved to Australia. And now I'm fucked on it. I used to go up there.
That was your only source, huh?
I used to go up there with my buddy when we would go see concerts, stuff like that. We'd load up the truck or the trunk with him. And the one day we're going back through customs, and the guy, he goes, you got anything to declare? And he gets real nervous. I'm like, just say fucking no. We're American. Get the fuck out of here. And he's like, I don't think so. And the guy's like, you don't think so? And I'm like, why would you say that? Say no.
Fuck.
I'm like, and my girlfriend at the time, her passport photo didn't look anything like her for some reason. And I could never figure out why.
Man.
And
so that didn't make things any better.
I'm like, and they look at her like, this is you. And she's like, yeah, I'm ugly in the picture. It was like bad lighting, or her hair was bad. I don't know what the fuck it was. And I'm like,
she actually said that. I'm just really ugly in the picture.
Yeah, I think she may have said something like that. She's like, I just look really ugly there. Sorry. And I'm like, I got to get these chips back home. You guys can eat as much. I'll leave you here. Fucking, you can stay at the border. I have no idea where that came from. What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Cooper buying land.
Yeah, Cooper fell in love with Twin Peaks, and he's dragging on the case. So
we go to
he loves Twin Peaks. So.
Nadine and Ed, and she likes humble figurines or something. He talks about she's
two little figurine with the eye patch on there.
I love her figurines because it's like, I feel so bad for Nadine. She clearly has a mental disability. She's really unwell, and she latches on to any compliment. Like, what does he say to her? You look fine. And she's over the moon. She's over the moon.
Just the fact that he has one little nice thing to say.
And she's starved for attention. She's starved for this man that she loves. And
she totally broke my heart in that scene, dude. She's so sad.
And it frames Ed, who I love Ed, but it frames his relationship with Norma in a different light. Is like, leave this woman.
It's not guilt-free. Because it's not guilt-free
at all.
You need
to leave this woman because she suffers daily because she knows you don't love her. Like, every day she has to wake up and know my husband fucking hates me. And that's not healthy, and that's not good, and that's not sad, that sucks. Dude. It sucks.
Yeah.
And
that sucks for everyone involved in that.
Yeah. Leave this woman, divorce her, shoot her in the head. God, put her out of her misery. Like, this is what she's going through is awful. And we've all been in relationships where you like the person more than they liked you. And
the feelings unrequited.
Sucks. It sucks. And I never had it quite this bad, but thank God for that.
Yeah.
We then go to a weird scene where Audrey, whose hair I don't like here.
This very reminds me of a female Nazi soldier.
Yeah, well, you would think I'd like that, but I don't.
If Coral was here, you would hear her complimenting it.
She would okay, so I grew up on these movies. They were like, I don't know what, maybe they're pornography now. I don't think they were then. Like Ilsa, She-Wolf of the SS, stuff like that. And they were like these Italian, I want to say pornographic kind of movies. I haven't seen them in years, so I don't really remember what they were, but it really fetishized the Nazi look.
Okay.
And it may have given me a little bit of a thing for the outfit for a good period of time. There's also a Super Sentai villain in Unofficial Sentai Akabara Ranger called Malashira, who dresses also like a Nazi. She's quite attractive. My late wife she was tall, well-built woman, dark hair, very angry looking. She looked, we didn't have an outfit, but she looked good in an outfit. I'm telling you that.
Much to your disappointment, did not have an outfit.
We didn't. Well, the Nazi thing doesn't do anything for me. Like it's I don't know. There's something about it.
You have to say that.
I have to say that. Yeah. Well, it's certainly not the Nazi part of it that does it for me. The outfit is.
No, I'm kidding.
You know,
that looks great.
A tight black outfit.
Hitler drove a great car.
He had a nice car. They were, you know, what am I going to say? This is just, there's a strange fetishization that I grew up with, and it is imprinted on my brain that it just is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to apologize for it because I don't like it, but it is what it is. Come on, Jack boots and a nice brown outfit. You can't look at a lady on that and say, hey. I'm okay with that. You know.
Like, oh yeah.
I don't need them to be German. That's not attractive. That's not part of it.
No?
No.
You want her to say, yeah, my feel.
I don't know. No, the Nazi part is certainly not the attractive part. It's the outfit. It's the outfit.
You have to say that too. You have to say that too.
Okay, hey, let me tell you something right now. Me liking a woman in a military outfit circa a certain war is much better than schoolgirls. At least these women were adults.
True.
So
sorry, I'm just trying to make it seem like you love people for their
go ahead and defend your plaid skirts, you fucking pervert.
Hey man,
that's disgusting. Those are children. At least the women I like are grown women.
Good for you. Grown Nazi women.
They don't have to be Nazis. It's just the outfit. The Italians had the same.
I'm just gonna keep saying it.
The Italians had the same outfit. So like, it's mostly a fascist look than it is.
I gotcha. This is why so many industrial bands get in trouble for that look too, because they,
There's a certain like Scandinavian industrial stuff. It does lean heavily into stuff that the Nazis took. Not necessarily. We've all heard metal bands being like super racist but I think most of them are not. There's a lot of stuff the Nazis took from different cultures and we're like, this is really cool. Let's take the swastika itself is Indian. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So it actually had it was a kind of like a symbol of peace, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a straight
got hijacked by the Nazis.
Yeah. They love taking other people. They're like the Catholic Church. They love taking other people's stuff and be like, this is really neat. You guys should check this out. We're doing something different with it. And that's what they did. I mean,
I found that whole thing out about the swastika, and it was kind of recent. Because do you know the band Prayers?
I'm familiar, yeah.
Yeah, it's like they classify as a cholo goth. Yeah, no, the music's really cool though.
It's a black shirt, but it's only got the one button at the top. Like Chulo, the one, but it's a black shirt instead of like
I got you. But
it's a Sisters of Mercy
tats, right? Yeah. Sisters of Mercy shirt that's only button at the top.
One button at the top.
That's great.
There's Chulo Goth right there, man. He's got the headband, but it's the Bauhaus logos all over it.
Oh god. Hilarious. But that dude, he has the straight up swastika.
I still think it's probably not smart to
it's probably edgy to do that too for him, and
I can't
he's all about the I'm not even gonna say anything about it because I don't know anything about the stuff, so
I don't know.
But I know what his intentions are with that.
I know that it's an Indian symbol. There's different meanings to it. The Nazis took it and they would mix, you see it in a lot of Indian stuff and writing and on temples and stuff like that. Certainly it doesn't mean what those assholes took it. Okay, so why this scene is weird is because she's spying on Dr. Jacoby and Johnny. Why?
Yeah.
She could just go. I'm sure that's it's not a closed.
It wouldn't be
session.
Weird if she was in the room for that.
Yeah. Like she knows both of them. It's her brother, and Dr. Jacoby's not doing anything inappropriate.
What does that say about her? Do you think it's her being paranoid?
I think it's a distance from her family. She feels like she can't be close to even them in that situation. What I think.
It's true.
What you think her brother? I don't know. He's clearly got problems. She might want to she never bonded with him, obviously, and that's why she appreciated Laura, who did bond with him.
she had the ability to do that.
Yeah.
Where Audrey didn't.
Yeah. By whatever, obviously she doesn't have a great home life. So I'm sure Johnny's the least of her concern at some point. You know what I mean? We've all been there. Like, I just don't have time to fucking worry about this person.
Of course, yeah.
And we go to the funeral, and everybody looks so thrilled.
Oh yeah.
I want to point this out. Maddie is at the funeral, and no one seems
phased by how she looks exactly like Laura.
Like, it's not even mentioned, or Bob, even Coop isn't like, whoa, shit, that looks like the girl is dead. He doesn't know her. And James meets her later and it's like, oh, you look so much like Laura. And I'm like, she's at the fucking funeral.
Yeah, you would think this episode would be full of like, oh, she looks just like Laura.
Oh, like, yeah, Laura. Everybody's there, and like nobody reacts to this girl who looks like Laura.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's kind of an oversight by everybody else.
Just a weird,
not bringing it up, right?
And they bring it up later with people. Like, you didn't notice her? She looked like a dead girl. There's one in the casket, one sitting right there.
Yeah, I'm like reaching for it, but that's like kind of touches on what Bobby said. Oh, never mind. Fuck it. Here's me trying to find like.
I want to hear what you have to say. This is, you get so nervous about things that you're saying. You think you're going to sound stupid. Let me tell you, you sound stupid no matter what you say.
Oh, no, thank you. Well, anyway, since you're so encouraging, no, man, I'm trying to remember exactly what Bobby said about how Laura, they all saw her, they all could have helped her, they ignored her, it was ignorant bliss. So that's just kind of touches on.
I kind of like that. Like, right? They're so oblivious to Laura's pain that they don't even notice who looks like Laura sitting right there. Yeah,
maybe it's a reach, like I said, but it kind of touches on that.
I actually kind of like that interpretation. I didn't think about that. That's because he literally says it right after they show Maddie.
Yeah.
And I think that's you weren't so stupid on that one, I guess.
Thank you.
If you ever want, this is not a formal discussion about the nature of Twin Peaks. I'm just guessing with the things that I say.
Oh yeah.
If you ever just bump in and say, hey, I think that a shoe means, whatever it is the fuck you think shoe means. Leland gets to play on the coffin. He's having a good time. And Sarah, don't ruin, you know what I mean? Like
don't ruin this.
So mad about
Don't
everything.
You love the fucking like how it looks when Leland jumps in the coffin? Like just the frame and everything. Just like
it's I love the framing of this. It just shows how Sarah feels about Leland. Like, she thinks he is a piece of shit.
Yeah,
that he
there's
ruins
for sure
everything, and he does. I mean, he's a kitty diddler, but that later.
Yeah.
Moving on to the double R, Shelley, described as Laura's friend, making fun of her dad on the coffin.
Yeah,
and that's a little bit of a mean scene.
A little mean, yeah.
But it's very much. I could see Shelley. Working with servers a lot, man, you get a joke when you can.
Yeah, that's exactly. You're just trying to make your customers laugh and make light out of those situations, right?
And what are you going to say? That's pretty funny. I mean, I think
and Shelley doesn't have the best life either, man. I mean, I'm sure she's constantly trying to make jokes of her.
Like, you got to find something. Yeah, guy's going to beat him with a bar of soap. I can make joke about about this.
I mean, I would say I mean, the fact that she suffers through that shit every day, doesn't really socially hang out with that many people either. It's just like she
sees
either getting beaten by Leo or fucking Bobby and
her and Bobby don't have that much of a relationship besides very surface.
They're pretty fucking cute sometimes.
They're very cute, but they get cute later. Like, at this point, it's kind of just like, we're gonna get this going on the side. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you're right. They become very, very cute, and then they fuck that up, but that's another. We then, I've never had huckleberry pie.
Neither have I.
I've never had a huckleberry. Have you?
I have not.
I don't even really know what the fuck huckleberry is. I imagine maybe I have in some sort of mixed berry, whatever. But I've never particularly eaten huckleberry.
I thought they were on a fish. Because fish have fins. Because fish have fins and huckleberry fin.
That's the worst fucking thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
I know. I think I'm feeling my gummy bear.
That's fucking. This man took an edible. He is high for the police.
Oh wait, I already said the gummy bear. Never mind.
Because they're sitting down, they're having huckleberry pie. Norma gives Ed a death glance, and then Coop's like, "How long you been in love with Norma, dude? Everybody fucking knows about you two. Fucking shut the fuck up. Act like it's a. Oh my god! How could you know? They then do the Bookhouse Boys thing where they take their penises out and they sword fight with penises. That's how the Bookhouse Boys do it. And I'm upset that Coop is totally fine with all of this, especially for the fact that they caught Bernard Renault running drugs.
Oh yeah.
So
law enforcement has to get involved in that right away. Yeah. Not the Bookhouse Boys.
So arrest him. Like, this could be a legitimate arrest.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he tied up with James lording over him?
Well, you got two cops, right?
Yeah.
As Bookhouse Boys. So
I just don't understand.
They're gonna allow it.
I'm surprised Cooper would allow this, because he's sort of
another reason why Harry's a bad cop.
Yeah, this is really shitty cop.
There you go. So this episode's full of those reasons.
You literally caught a guy at the border with drugs, and you send your biker gang boys out to get him? No, arrest him like a police officer and put him in jail.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't have those cop skills, man.
What, the arrest?
And not that he even really needs any refined cop skills to know that you got to arrest someone.
No, we caught this guy with drugs. He's going to jail. Like, I don't know how much more I could, like, this is like the most cut. He's got an ounce of cocaine. Oh, okay. You're under arrest.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the Bookhouse Boys are essentially vigilantes.
Yeah, which is not, that's why I'm surprised Coop is like,
this person
this is fine. James, who may be a murderer still. We didn't.
Oh yeah, he's not clear.
You can say Coop counted him out, but there's no evidence to that. He was the last person to see Laura alive. He could have fucking killed her, and you're gonna let him in on this? Like, what do you mean? No, James, you have to go home because this is not your job. And what's the other guy? I don't even know the other guy's name.
I don't know. Some dude with the fucking weird curly hair ponytail.
Yeah. And Clay Wilcox, who does Bernard, has the worst fucking accent I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, he goes from Indian to Irish.
He's
to,
Indian,
all this.
Like he's trying, like they're trying to do Creole. Like he's from Nordens, you know what I mean? But like, they're supposed to be French Canadian.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know, like Creole was French. It's French and like African, but it's not what French Canadians sound like.
His accent's all over the place.
He's like, Zatarans, come on down to Nordens for them jail. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man? You're right. He's like, he breaks into like Indian Texas.
I hear a little bit of Indian in there.
He's like, oh, my name is Bernard. Hello. It's like, dude.
Yeah. Can you do that?
That's your name, dude.
Are we allowed to do those accents now?
I don't. I think in terms of when we're relating it to an accent, you can do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
Yeah, I couldn't have broken to like a hey, jive turkey. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't make sense in the context because he did sound a little bit,
You're acting like a real jive turkey, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. There's a mixture here. We got 3 layers deep on that one. And then we cut to Jacques Renault, who may also be Indian. We don't know. Is worried because he can see the light on the roadhouse going off. Who turned that light on?
Mm-hmm.
Or
who controls that?
Does the light stay on and then somebody has to turn it off so he knows it's safe? That seems dumber, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
The light going off all the time.
But flashing means that someone's in trouble, cops are involved,
Who did it?
I don't know.
Because he calls Leo right away. So fucking Leo didn't do it.
I have no idea.
And Leo's cleaning his shoes. His obsession with his shoes never ends.
Wait, I know who did the light. It's the father of the guy sweeping in The Return.
The father of the guy, or the other Renault brother. There's a third and fourth one. It's not Jean Renault. There's the guy that Jacques plays again. That's whatever Renault.
Is it Jad?
Jean-Michel.
Jean-Michel.
Yeah.
Jean-Michel.
And then there's Jean Renault, who's not here, so it wasn't him. And he didn't seem like all that. He wouldn't have been involved with this petty nonsense, anyways. He was a big time hustler. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
He was out in the bayou getting them things done. He wasn't, in Canada or anything. Leo, he heads out. He leaves Shelley. So Shelley's she's beautiful. she's distracted in certain scenes. And then she plays a little gun and she hides it. Bitch, keep that gun on you. You may need it.
You don't know when you'll need that.
Yeah, we see the bloody shirt too. We then go to Harry and Josie, and I can't give a shit less about Harry and fucking.
You know
Josie.
what? You can even say that this is another scene where shows kind of how bad of a cop Harry is.
Yeah, I know he's fooling around with Josie, and Catherine's listening in.
Yeah,
What if they were fucking Catherine? She'd have kept listening. She'd have kept listening and mocked his groans of ecstasy.
Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of misremembering it. So the safe that Josie opened up that she was going to show Harry,
the cooked books.
Supposed to be
two books.
Okay,
it was a real book and a cooked book. Because Catherine is Frank from Always Sunny with the cooked books, but Catherine knew about this deceit because she didn't trust Pete, so she has the cooked book, and we presume we don't know which one of the books is in there, whichever one that makes her look good. And I like that Harry goes through and he's like, this book looks normal. What the fuck do you know about it?
Yeah, he doesn't. It's what he studies on when he's stoned high as a kite.
Like, he's like, this book looks normal. I'm like, no, you have no idea what these numbers mean. This could fucking mean anything to you. This is a ledger. Like, you have you are not, like,
what he does. You're
not a mathematician. You're not an accountant. You are a bad cop fooling around with a woman that could be complicit in a murder.
And who's being really freaking like weird herself too. Like, you believe me, right? You believe me. Like, maybe you're not lying right now, but like,
you're lying about something. Yeah,
you're lying, of course, keeping something.
If you're with somebody, and let me tell you this right now, if you don't know this, if you're with someone and they keep asking you if you believe them, they are fucking lying about something.
Probably lying about something. Yeah, it's a very safe assumption.
I'm one of those people that constantly asks if you're mad at me. Like, are you mad at me? Because I worry because I'm such an asshole that I worry that I did something to make you mad at me. Like, this is a genuine, like, I'm thinking that I fucked up. And I've had plenty of girls be like, if you keep fucking asking me, I'm going to get mad. And I'm like, okay, I need to know my boundaries because I'm insecure about it. So if I kept asking, do you trust me? Obviously I'm fucking lying about something. Like, I'm insecure about it. She's a liar. And we know she's a liar. And I think this relationship makes Harry, every case he works on that involves her, suspect.
Yeah, absolutely it does.
Like, did he work on the Andrew Packard case?
Probably. He's only cut there.
Now we got to look at that. Now we don't know that this wasn't
everything.
Yeah. When they find a cop like his line of testimony, that brings all of the cases into question that they did. Mm-hmm. And how does that'd be perfect? Like, you're not doing a very good job here, buddy. You cannot. I mean, not that Josie's
everything's compromised.
Yeah, everything's compromised. This whole thing is compromised, and they would have called the FBI for that. Yeah, like, Cooper should have done something about this right away, dude. You can't be.
We've gotten a call like, yeah, I'm with them right now.
Oh boy. Oh, internal who?
Oh shit.
And Catherine would have listened in if they were fooling around. And I know Pete would have. Pete would have enjoyed that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't get a lot of action, Pete. So pervert. I'm just saying. And Catherine comes off as she's very cavalier. She's very intelligent here.
Yeah.
She comes off as the smartest person in the room, which with these four isn't saying a lot.
No. That's a good point.
Yeah. But then we have Coop hanging out in the cemetery and finds Dr. Jacoby wearing a cape.
Yeah.
Looks so fucking stupid.
He looks so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, get out of my head. And Jacoby goes into this whole big thing. Dude, you molested your patient. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear what long feelings you had about a 17-year-old girl that you had sex with. And you should lose your license for that.
Absolutely should.
Probably that may have been what happened. That's why he became a fucking shock jock.
Most likely. I mean,
you can't
eventually
keep banging.
Caught up with them and
he has a wife in Hawaii.
Yeah, he has a wife. He has a Hawaiian wife.
And they don't really get into that at all, but that doesn't really matter. And then Josie and Harry bang, and we get to see Coop and Hawk talking about dreams, and Leland begins his dancing spiel.
Somebody dance with me.
Yeah, and
somebody dance with me. You ever have a really tender song coming on the club and you have no one to dance with?
Yeah,
that's Leland.
Yeah, when Kiss from a Rose comes on,
Kiss from a Rose from Seal?
I'm done.
Was it Space Jam night at the club?
You know what? That was in Batman. I remember that from Batman.
Oh shit, you're right. Yeah, Batman Forever, you're right.
That was
Space Jam was Space Jam had Seal too, right?
I believe I could fly.
I think that was R. Kelly, the PP.
So R. Kelly did
he
did a Batman song too, Gotham City.
Really?
Yeah, Gotham City, City of Justice. And I'm like, you don't know anything about Gotham City.
I don't remember that.
Because the lyrics are City of Justice, City of Love. And I'm like, have you seen Gotham City? It is the opposite of those two things. That's why they need a man in a costume to kill people, but beat people up regularly, because it's not a city of love. It is a city of deranged maniacs poisoning the water on a regular basis. Like, I don't know what R. Kelly knows about Batman, but apparently it's very little. Based on the song.
Again, I gotta mention that Batman Forever soundtrack
is a hard as fuck soundtrack.
Hell yeah. They have it at midnight hour at my record shop. I always think
vinyl?
about getting it, dude. Yeah, on
vinyl,
dude. On vinyl.
I
always think about getting it.
The Batman Forever soundtrack on vinyl, you would be the coolest person in this podcast.
Oh yeah.
I told you, I said before, I have the Batman and Robin novelization.
They made a novelization,
and I got it, and it was like
hilarious.
I got it, and I remember thinking, this is the lowest point of my life.
That you got a novelization of one of the worst Batman movies ever.
Yeah, it was a dark time. It was a dark time of my life. I was doing a lot of crack, and it was just a real. And I got that, and I look at it, and I'm like, this is where I'm at. This is what my life has become.
That's the pair right there.
Yeah, it was the symbol of
the novelization of Batman and Robin, and also a crack pipe.
Yeah, it was. Well, we just used pens, and you put a little stuff in it, and you get the one rose at the gas station. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
A couple of gas stations they'll sell the one rose, and I'm like, I'll get one.
Hey, that's tempting.
You can get a lot of mileage out of one rose. I'm
make it a blue rose and make it appropriate.
You don't smoke out of the rose, you smoke out of the pipe.
I know, but still,
you chuck the rose.
I'm trying to bring it back to Twin Peaks.
I could paint. Yeah, I guess I'm sure that they sell. That's the one thing there's a market for. They sell these elaborate bongs and pipes and stuff like that. You don't see elaborate crack pipes.
No, see. Hey, you can make a big buck there.
I think there's an untapped market. There's an untapped market.
Very untapped.
You see guys smoking out of like, I got a 6 foot tall lizard man, smoke my dope out of, and they do it, or with these dabs now where you have to have an industrial hammer.
Oh God, yeah.
You gotta light
a whole thing.
You have a blow torch, and I bitched about this last week, but I'm just saying, it's fucking stupid. But custom made crack pipes for all your crack needs. maybe I have a new
some Twin Peaks themed crack pipes.
Get the red and white, and
yeah,
sure, it'll help you with your transcendental meditation.
Oh yeah.
And that's the end of this episode of not the show, but of Twin Peaks. The end of the episode.
Hey, ended on crack.
Yeah. So let's talk about this. This wasn't exactly a barn burner of an episode. It was a little
still really enjoyable though. I loved it.
It was a good episode. Oh, it had the bait and switch opening though, which on rewatching bugged me about the whole.
Yeah.
It's because really the dreams. He talks to Hawk about dreams, but his dreams being a code are not mentioned again.
No.
And it's like, dude, your dreams are a code. What's the code? You made a whole board that had Tibet on it, and you're not gonna suss out this code. I was waiting for a chalkboard. You know what I'm saying?
You were hoping they would bring that into it.
Yeah.
Have the whole crew there with Lucy and everything.
No, it's still a good episode. Everybody was on point. The acting was on point. The characters were great here. One of my favorite funeral scenes, in all of television. Yeah. This was a good episode. This was still, we're right in the what the fuck is this show about?
Yeah.
Era, because this episode didn't give us anything. It didn't give us anything. We didn't get even a hint.
Just get more into that Twin Peaks world. That's it.
And I think as a world building episode, excellently done. We got so much about all the characters.
It's got so much of that little weird stuff here and there.
Plot wise, very loose. The very little plot, very big world building. And you need some episodes like that, especially in the middle of a season. I'm okay with that.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I like this.
I mean, you already get people in that weird mood. I know it's kind of a bait and switch, but you get people in the weird mood with how the last episode ended.
Yeah,
and then here you have you're more in tune with those little weird
quirks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're more in tune with that. You get more into it. Get more into the weird world of Twin Peaks and all that. So
I think everybody was given appropriate time as well. Sometimes Twin Peaks can be later on, they get too rapid fire with their scenes where there's like either there's the second season, they do this heavily. There's either 20 minutes in one scene, or they'll be at like one place for 20 minutes, or they go to 15 places in 5 minutes. And it's it's not good to do either of those like that.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck's going on?
This was paced. We have a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there, and it all built up. It all built up to the funeral, and then we had the fallout for the funeral, and it worked. It just worked. There was a crescendo. There's a storytelling pace here that we don't quite. We haven't hit that crappy stride yet, but
yeah, still on its high stride.
I was pretty satisfied with this. I had, upon rewatching, I tried to think about if this is the first time I watched it, what would I think? I wouldn't know where they were going with this. There's no clear indication of anything after that second episode where you're like, okay, we got a weird dream. What can we do with this? Now it's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing with any of this information.
Exactly. Yeah. But you're open to it though. Yeah, you're open to everything.
You're on for the ride. And you're in that part where you're in a fucking what is it, the roller coaster, and you're at the very top, and it clicks, and you're like, well, I don't know what to expect from this roller coaster.
Like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah. So let's talk about some other stuff. Unless you have anything more you want to say about this episode.
No, I love the episode. It was awesome. Bunch of weird stuff.
Solid, a lot of
break the walls down.
Yeah. Bobby may be the MVP for this episode. Yeah, his outbursts, several outbursts, his fight with James. You are dead, man. You're dead.
And then I love how the audio slowed down at that part too,
for no reason, like it to give
because it was already going slow, and then they slowed down the audio. Oh my God.
And then Snake shows up to help pull Bobby back.
Snake, you hear him? You see your night.
Yeah,
he's Snake from now on. He's just gonna be Snake.
They call him it one time in one episode, and they never say it again. And I wish.
Dude, I gotta mention with Johnny in this episode. Now because of Peaks in the Hall, one of his memes. And now every time I see Johnny, I'm going to think that it's Perry Farrell.
Oh,
he put the picture of Johnny and said James Addiction on it.
He's been killing it recently.
Oh yeah, I love that style. Man. I think that's like his thing now.
He found a niche, which I hope it helps his erectile dysfunction.
Yeah, I don't know if anything will help that, man. Not even for hymns. No, we're not sponsored by them yet.
Hymns for your dick.
Yeah.
But he's been doing the album cover stuff for quite a while, and I think we talk about this where I saw another guy do a very similar one to his, like a big meme page, and I kind of got mad. He did a Jethro Tull one that was really good, and then 2 days later I saw a big meme page that does a lot of movie and music ones. I haven't seen them ever do a Twin Peaks one before. Did a Twin Peaks Jethro Tull one that was eerily similar, not the same, but similar to his. Even used the same font. And I talked to him about it. I was like, I kind of got mad. He's like, I got a little mad too. He's like, it was different, so I couldn't say anything. And they're a huge page, so I really can't do anything about it. And I'm thinking, I know that motherfucker saw yours
and got inspired. Yeah,
probably. I mean, inspired is different than like doing the same joke. It's not.
Well, yeah, I mean, he
could have the same joke.
You could have tagged him and say, like, inspired by whatever.
I have actively ripped people off. Like, I've done the same thing, but I tagged them in it, and I'm like, I ripped this person off, and I did it just a different way.
Yeah. Just today, I screenshotted a meme that I'm going to be, using the same.
You fucking steal mine. You fucking stole. Two people have stolen.
Oh, and you work with them both.
And I work with them both. Okay, so let me tell you, the orb was going around, and I assumed someone had done Laura and the orb. I assumed, right? But I didn't see it. I checked all the big pages, Meme Hall and Drive. He's usually the guy I go to first. So if I have an idea and I'm not sure about it, because he has every fucking meme in the universe. A couple other people I looked around, I'm like, no one has this. So I took 5 minutes. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm drunk. I'm like, I did a pretty good job on it too.
Yeah, it was very good.
It was very subtle. I didn't do it too big or anything. I even put a watermark on it so that I could say, I don't usually do that.
I saw the watermark. Yeah,
I did it just for this one because I'm like, if this is out there already, I want people to know that I didn't rip them off, that this was my intention to put it out there. And you know what I mean? Like, this was, nobody else did this. I did this. So I put it up. A couple days later, this motherfucker right here takes my fucking image, takes someone else's image.
I kept the watermark in there too.
Puts it together, and you got like 200 more likes on it. And I was like, man, fuck this motherfucker. I already did this.
I tagged you and I kept your watermark.
Fucking piece of shit. And then 2 weeks later, because I did it last month, at the end of the month, you send me something from fucking Wisteria Lodge, who was on this show. And they had done the same fucking thing, and they put a big watermark on it with their name on it. So I messaged that as motherfuckers, and I sent it to the Karen, I think her name is. I sent it to her, and she said something like, well, you need to be a lot faster. And then she checked it out the date, and she's like, oh shit. I'm like, yeah, I did it fucking 3 weeks ago. You need to be a little fucking faster. Goddamn. And I gave it was totally unintentional.
Oh no, of course.
For it. I said, you know, they need to stick to the music. I'll stick to the memes. Fucking, you know what I mean? I was so fucking.
But I thought I was clever with the way I did yours.
Yeah, the way they did mine. Yeah, they fucking put a bigger watermark on it. That's what they did.
No, the way I did yours.
Oh yeah, very clever. It was very fucking clever.
I thought it was clever. I don't
give a shit if it was clever. It's mine.
Fuck you.
And I've been doing Peak Show. People seem to like the Peak Show. Peep Show. You've never seen Peep Show, you said.
No, tell me about it a little bit.
It's a show. It's a British comedy about a straight guy, not a straight man. I mean, not a straight and homosexual, but like straight and goofy, you know, like the Odd Couple.
He's straight goofy, yeah.
Yeah, it's like an odd couple. One guy's uptight, one guy's loose, kind of whatever. But the show is shot from everybody's perspective. That's why it's called Peep Show.
Okay.
So they have to wear like cameras here. So every scene is someone's perspective on what's going on.
Okay.
But it's fucking hilarious. It goes 9 seasons. It's one of the finest comedies.
Where's the stream? Does it stream anywhere? Or?
I don't know. Look it up.
I forgot you're a fucking illegal pirate.
Yeah, I think Netflix probably had it, and I'm sure other places have it. It's a very popular. It's for a British show. It's popular. I think you'll get a fucking hoot. It's hilarious.
Okay.
And I've got 9. I'm in season 3 right now, running through. I mean, I've seen them all, but I'm on season 3 of mine because people don't know. I do my memes like a fucking factory. I do each individual episode of a show, and I get a certain amount of memes I want to get out of it.
That's the best way to do it. You put in work for that.
It helps me understand what I'm doing, because a lot of places a lot of new pages, they'll do this thing. They'll think of like 10 good ideas, and then that's all they have.
Yeah, that's the way I do it. You
have a lot more of an erratic posting schedule, though. That's why.
I'm incapable of doing a consistent posting style. You're not. Also, a lot of pages will be like a specific thing. They'll be like whatever the Peaks of the Future or whatever it is. And I told them, I was talking to them. I said, sit down and watch each individual movie, because this is your gimmick. Your gimmick is Back to the Future. Your gimmick is whatever. It's goth stuff, so it could be whatever. Yeah.
But their thing is Back to the Future. Sit down, watch each movie, and write down what you think would work for Twin Peaks. That way, you've got consistent content for weeks or months, instead of being like, oh, that one scene is funny. Like, now you've got one meme. Well, okay, if this is your thing, if your thing is going to be The Office, or it's going to be Back to the Future, it's going to be Peep Show, you need to sit down and figure out what content is going to come from that.
Yeah.
With you, yours is so open. It's whatever you're thinking of. And that works for a page that doesn't have a set boundary. But if your page is going to be something that's like, this is my thing, I really like Community, and I think it's The Office, whatever, then you need to sit down and make that content.
Of course, yeah.
And
thank you. It makes me feel better about the shit that I post.
No, I try to help out a lot of different people. Iggy Pop Peaks or whatever, who is fantastic. They are the weirdest. They are the weirdest motherfucker.
We got to post that Simpsons thing that she made, that she did of us. That's so funny.
She did a Simpsons a meme of us where I'm the comic book guy with a full beard.
Otto fucking stoner.
He's Otto, but he's in total darkness because how he's.
Yeah, and it took me like so long to realize that's what she was trying to do.
Yeah, you didn't catch that at first. I caught it right away. I was like, "No,
dude." Great. I was like, because I'm fucking stoner. I didn't get it right away.
Yeah. But I've talked to them. I talked to the whatever Peaks of the Future. I don't. What the fuck is their name?
Welcome to Twin Pines. I think
I'd have called it Peaks of the Future. I've talked to them.
Yeah, I love the one they did with the Wild at Heart Power Mad song.
Oh, yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, it was so good.
And Coral had a good Wild at Heart one, but all of her funny stuff comes from her dad.
You didn't see what she posted right before we started recording, huh?
No, not her fucking.
The Dennis Hopper one. I commented that.
I made a comment about it. I talked shit.
Oh, okay, I didn't see it yet.
I said her dad made it because I'm going to talk about it, which is on here. I ruined their relationships. I constantly call her husband her dad because she's tiny.
Oh, God.
And one day she slipped up and said something to him and was like, "You should be proud of your daughter." And he's like, "You can't talk to DemonPeaks anymore." I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about, but you cannot talk. She slipped up and she's like, "Oh, I was joking, but it wasn't funny." So I'm gonna keep at it. Hopefully I can ruin our entire relationship with him.
Oh, God.
A little bit of luck.
You're a monster. You're a demon.
That's the gimmick. The whole gimmick for DemonPeaks. I used to do stuff when I started it where I was putting my face, the demon face, the Oni face that I have on different historical things, and they went over pretty decently. And I did one for Thanksgiving where I was killing some Indians. I thought it was pretty funny.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. It was funny.
I did a couple though that I'm like, it's hard to get historical murder photos that are good. Like it's not a good John Lennon one. There's a couple of presidents one. I think I have Archduke Franz Ferdinand I want to do still, him being assassinated.
Nice.
I did an MLK one.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when they're pointing.
Oh, yeah.
They're pointing to the DemonPeaks face. And I thought, no, I can't do that. I sent it to Coral.
That wouldn't be a good idea.
I said it to Wholesome. I was like, is this going too far? And she's like, yeah, that's over the line. I'm like, okay, good. I won't post it. But I'm not thinking of the context. I'm thinking of I just found a bunch of historical death photos. Fucking and that was one of them. And then I thought, that's the only one I second guessed. That's the only one I second guessed because I'm like,
rightfully so, might I add.
I don't know if I can fucking.
Rightfully so. That's for sure.
Would Malcolm X be okay?
But to some people probably
feel that great about him.
To some people, yes. To some people, no.
I was hoping to get Reagan one where Reagan gets shot, but there's no good photos of that.
No.
That guy's free now, the guy who shot Reagan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they should have punished him for not being a better aim.
But hey, speaking about historical Black figures, I'm in the middle of that Nina Simone documentary finally. The Netflix one.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
I'm only like
Nina
maybe 30 or 40 minutes into it.
Fucking amazing. She's fucking amazing.
Amazing. Dude.
I listen to her sometimes, just like I don't want to sound cliche and say, oh, she had a lot of soul, but she had there was something. She had a pain in her that you could.
No, I think there is a lot of the way that you would have to describe her would sound like a cliche, but I think she is like the originator of the reason people started calling these things. I don't know. She is soulful. She's the epitome of soul to me.
She is the antithesis. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that she's wonderful. She's she takes no bullshit. You know what I mean?
I love that. I love seeing interviews with her where she's talking about that. How she said the MLK. She ain't gonna be no peaceful protester. And I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. I love that. What was it? The story about her fucking taking a shot at one of the guys that owed her money over her records.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Where do you think gangsters came from? They came from Nina Simone.
Fuck yeah.
She was a fucking.
There's a heaviness with her, man. I don't know. There's when she's talking in her interviews. I'm trying to describe it, and I'm never able to clarify it. in such a way.
There's a weight on her you can see, like how she carries herself.
Yeah.
It looks like she's carrying boulders. You know what I'm talking about?
But her words feel like boulders. As you're listening to them, it feels heavy taking her in, you know?
I was listening to Ain't Got No, I think that's the name of the song. That's just or she's talking about how she has nothing. She got nothing but herself. You know what I mean? And it's just,
oh yeah.
We're going to discuss the book, Nina Simone's Gum here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm going to start reading that soon. I haven't started. I actually just finished the John Larry book finally.
I'm going to get to that. I'll get to that. I'm going to read a couple other things before that, but we'll discuss that at a later date as well.
You're going to like it, dude. Yeah. It's really awesome. I loved it.
My problem with John Laurie, as I talked about last week, is he stole my movie. So Goth Chulos is what we called it. Where Goth Chulo, there's something to that. We could do something with that. I don't know why.
Goth Chulo.
Yeah.
we can make something work out with that.
There's money there. Vampire Chulo.
But yeah, I think you're gonna like that John Larry book a lot.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, so we did a gift exchange.
Yeah.
Adam here got me a wonderful grill for my daughter who loves to cook. She cooks every day for all of her. It's not a real grill, obviously. She's 2. But it makes sounds, and it pushes it and it grills, like it lights up and it makes the sounds and everything.
Oh yeah.
It's got like 20 or 30 pieces with it. And
I'm glad she loves it, dude.
She has set up. She has a little kitchen, little grill, little microwave, and every day she walks through the pan, she takes it and she does like a 20-minute. It's not like 5 minutes.
Whole prep and everything.
She does the prep. Because she watches me cook. You know what I mean? And then she goes and cooks for all of her babies, and she gives me food, fake food, and I have to pretend to eat it, or it's a bad problem. And she'll give me like a burger and then bring over ketchup and put ketchup on it, like fake ketchup on it, and it's a whole process. And then I have to blow on it because it's too hot. It's not a 5.
Daddy too hot. Daddy too hot.
This is 2 hours. I gotta fucking do this every day. So he loved it.
Awesome, man. So I'm really happy to hear that. That means a lot.
And
man.
Well, you got me 2 books as well. You got me a book on the fall. I love the fall. If you are not a fan of the fall, eat shit. And you got me the John Laurie book, of course.
I had to, man. I had to.
I'm very excited to read all of those.
Because you're the one who got me more into John Laurie, So like I only knew painting with John. And then you told me about fishing with John and all that.
Fishing with John. Yeah, the original one, yeah. Yeah.
It's really cool. And,
huh? No, never mind.
I was gonna say, dude, and you freaking got me something that I'm using to talk to with you right now. You got me a fucking laptop, sir.
Oh well, yeah, he needed a laptop. I couldn't have
kind of one up me there, motherfucker.
Well, that's what I'm really. I'm a really good gift giver. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. There you go, making the world a better place. I'm an asshole.
I've always been.
Just kidding.
Because I am such an asshole. I have to be a really good gift giver.
You know what? That's the balance, right?
I learned that at a young age that I am going to say the wrong thing, and then I'm going to need to get someone a gift. So I learned how to get. I listened to people when you needed a laptop, and it wasn't a crazy. It was a
dude. I haven't had a laptop in what I think like 5-6 years.
Well,
it's been since I've had a laptop.
Are you happy with it? Are you satisfied with it?
I fucking love it, dude. It's awesome, man.
It's improved our podcast, I think, a little bit here. You're less.
I think so. Yeah, I'm gonna be getting a better setup. I'm gonna be getting. I can get better microphones and stuff that I'll be eventually purchasing to get for that. And,
the mic is pretty good thus far. We had some sound.
The audio's cool on that.
I don't know
if anything, maybe
a
better webcam and just better setup, so I won't be so.
Yeah, the camera's a little bit.
Because this is so hard to look at. Maybe if I make everything else around me more interesting, it will be.
The camera's a little dodgy. I think it's a little bit. I got this camera here that I used. It was like $30. I mean,
your camera's great, yeah.
And it's a nothing. It was a nothing purchase, so you can get a cheap.
I'm probably do the same for mine too. I knew that the one that it comes with wouldn't be the highest quality, but hey, it's
we don't need 4K. You can see every fucking pore opened on our face. It's gross.
Oh yeah, man. But yeah, dude, much love for that, dude.
Absolutely, I was happy.
Thank you for that,
and thank you as well. I really love the gifts you made. You made my reading exciting. I had something to do while Ava cooks. I can read these.
There you go.
That's what I've been doing. Is when she's taking a bath, I started reading because she takes these hour-long fucking baths.
Like it's a good time to do that, right? To get some reading done.
Like, oh, Daddy's gonna read, and she's like, okay.
I'm just more excited about reading now too, because like that reading the John Larry book and stuff, and is the first book I read in a good while actually. Because I got out of the habit of reading.
Yeah, it's the internet and everything, man. You fall into the trap, you know. It's really easy to fucking.
Yeah, and then I got into the audiobook thing for a while, and then
I can't do audiobooks.
No, I was really enjoying them for a good while, but the thing is, I'm not keeping the information in.
That's the problem. Yeah. Do you know what I listen to a lot of when I'm like playing a video game or something like that, or I'm writing a script for my shows? I listen to. This is the dirtiest thing. This is one of the nerdiest things. I listen to Tolkien lore. Hours.
Oh wow, nice.
Of Tolkien lore.
You can just kind of ignore it. It's in the background.
Yeah, but I catch people. Then I find out that I'm not keeping all the information, so I have like bits and pieces of Tolkien lore that'll pop in my head sometimes, and I occasionally get it confused with Elder Scrolls lore. So, I'm like, wait, so it was the 9. Wait, no, that's the wrong fucking. Like Aru Iluvatar, he's the guy who made the Daedra, right? No, that doesn't make any fucking sense. You know what I mean? But I listen to, if you need to know what I'm doing with my time, I'm listening to hours and hours of Tolkien fucking lore.
I can see you doing that. I can definitely see you doing that.
Or when I go to sleep at night, I put on, there's a couple of people that just read horror stories, like true stories or whatever. I put on like 9 hours of horror stories and go to sleep. And I wonder why I have nightmares all the time. Just fucking just.
You know, I miss being able to say that I would fall asleep listening to music all the time. Back in the day when I was.
Because I would get. Angry up the
It's weird. It's weird because I would have headphones on.
So I don't want to.
I would have headphones on
with anything on me. I don't want to do that. I don't have headphones on.
Yeah, I just fucking went to sleep with headphones, and I would just blast music. I'll play it loud, kind of too, for some reason. I don't know why. I was a weird kid, man.
Still pretty fucking weird. So I had COVID. 2 weeks ago, and my baby mama had COVID. She gave me, I didn't fucking believe her because she was like, can you keep baby for another day? I was like, if you want me to keep her, you can just tell me. You don't have to say that you have COVID.
I thought she was lying about COVID.
She's a fight or flight kind of person, like naturally. She just like gets in these moods where she's just like, I have to lie about something.
One extreme or another.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm gonna get in trouble with this. And that's like, me and her don't have that relationship. Like, she doesn't have to lie to me. We were friends before she found me a dark, because she banged me after the Batman and Robin book. So I was in a dark place. And she was like, got you now, motherfucker. She saw that book and she was like, I'm going to get that dick. And she gets fired up, but she sent me a thing and she's like, I have COVID. So I didn't get tested, but I definitely had it. And now you have it.
Maybe. I don't know. I'll find out tomorrow for my test results.
I've known like 30 people who had it and everybody was fine. I mean, like,
yeah, pretty much everyone I talked to has been okay.
I mean, most people,
I know people have died though. So
yeah, I mean, it's like the flu. You're gonna fucking die from it. Some people, it sucks.
Yeah. People are gonna be angry that you sound so blasé about it.
I could give a shit less about some fucking disease. You know, the Black Plague still exists. You want to bitch about that too? I don't give a fuck about it. No, that's not me being anti-vaxxer or anti-this or anything. I just don't have the capacity.
I just always love to say you're gonna get in trouble.
I don't have. I think out of all the things I bitch about, people know that I give a shit about very weird things, and a disease that I can't do anything about is not going to be one of them. You know what I mean? Yeah. I literally can't do anything about it. I can't stop you from getting it. I obviously couldn't stop myself from getting it. So
yeah.
I can't care that much. You know, we're being safe about it though. Ava's only going between.
How are you feeling now though?
You know what? It kicked my ass for like 3 days. I was out. I've been tired ever since then. I think I just can't quite
fatigue
wake. Yeah, I keep getting real sleepy, and my throat's a little sore. I always have a sore throat because I have swollen salivary glands because of my surgery. So I always have a sore throat. Like, I'm not supposed to sound like this. I'm supposed to sound like a normal person. My voice is weird because of my throat, because they fuck with my voice box.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So if your voice is normal, would it not be as raspy? Or
I have no idea. I've never not heard. I had surgery when I was 2, so I couldn't talk to begin.
Oh damn, that was so you were 2 and
I had an aneurysm in my carotid artery when I was 2.5. Wow. And they put a fucking trach in, so I was crying. I learned, my mom said I would hold it and cry. I learned how to cry through a trach. And,
holy shit!
Yeah.
How did that sound?
Probably like a baby crying through a trach. Probably not good. So I didn't learn.
Should I try it?
Yeah, good. You know. I didn't learn how to. So I didn't talk until a little later than kids normally talk because I couldn't fucking talk. And my voice has been. I've had voice problems ever since then. It's real scratchy and real, a little raspy, and it shouldn't be. But that's and you'll be okay if you just gotta stay on for a little bit and take Theraflu, whatever, fucking stick to.
Yeah, got the Theraflu and everything. Yeah. My lady made some delicious meatball soup.
Hey,
so it's been a nice day of chilling.
Like a minestrone or like what kind of like a meatball soup?
Just broth, meatball, some so what else is in it, baby? Oh, potato. It was a really like plain soup, but she put love in it. So
that's a hearty, good, when I was a kid, I always got ginger ale when I was sick, and I don't know why that fucking
ginger ale.
That's one of those things like my mom was like, have some ginger ale, it'll help. I don't know what the fuck it helped, but
I was thinking today though that a whiskey ginger sounded really nice.
Well, that's what I normally drink, a Jameson ginger ale. That's what I normally drink when I go out to the bar. Give me a Jameson, and I used to have a friend. I think he blew his brains out, who would give me a shot of ginger ale and a thing of whiskey. He'd give me a rocks glass full of whiskey and then a shot of ginger ale, and I'm like, cool, I'm good. That's all. Perfect. I just need a splash. I just need a splash of ginger ale.
A little splash of it. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I want that Irish.
It's not a bad choice.
Yeah, it's not a bad choice. We were talking about The Rock last week, and I was so interested. I forgot that I had met The Rock twice.
Oh, nice.
At wrestling shows, very, very casually. Hello. And I want to say
before the wrestling event.
One was before and one was after, when he was like, he had just had a match and he took the time. He took 20 minutes to shake everybody's hand, say hello. He's probably the nicest dude. I met him for a total of a minute between both of them.
Yeah, he deserves all the love that he gets, right?
And I remember him taking time with a couple of handicapped people and just really he stopped and he did whatever they needed him to do. It was just, I remember talking about it. I totally blanked till a couple of days later. I'm like, wait a second, I met that motherfucker.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
He was super
nice. I love when people are like that.
Yeah.
And I've always heard that he's been like a nice guy like that too. So
I mean, what are you gonna say?
That's cool.
So we were talking about, so you're a pothead.
I guess you can. Yeah.
Would you say that your vice got worse during lockdown?
That's a good question, actually. I know that a lot of people's vices did. Me, I would say the same, but the same. Also, but also I do it a lot. So
you were in excess before.
Yeah. Yes.
I know. So I gained like 60 pounds during lockdown, which I'm trying to lose now.
Oh shit! Wow.
It sucked. But I know mine because I was having vodka delivered to the house.
Whoa, nice.
Because they closed liquor stores.
Yeah.
But private places could still sell it. So there's a place called Stateside Vodka. It's in Pittsburgh. And they would deliver cases of it to my house.
Yeah. Wow.
And it wasn't like UPS. They would have one of their salespeople drop off a case of vodka at my fucking house at least once a week.
God damn.
Yeah.
What was your drink of choice? What would you have with?
Oh, I just do shots and have a little bit of chaser.
Just shots of vodka.
Yeah, I'll do a little bit of chaser, like on the sides, just a little, a little sip.
Something I would do back in the day when I would drink a lot, because I used to be that I would drink a lot more than I would smoke. So
then we went to West Virginia because they were about to close all the liquor stores, and so I loaded up in West Virginia a bunch of liquor.
Damn.
I was ready. I was prepared. That was so stupid. Yeah. Why are you closing the liquor stores? Of all the places to close.
Yeah, that's wild that the liquor stores would be open. You would think there'd be a medical reason for people withdrawing, alcohol withdrawal.
Yeah,
Isn't that what killed Amy Winehouse?
I was gonna die. I'll tell you that. And I've cut down on drinking even since then, but like I was gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stateside Vodka. Good people, great people. I'd put an order in, they'd be here in an hour.
Fuck, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, they'd be like, I'll drop you a motherfucking shelf right now.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why that came up.
But yeah, no, I would say I've always kind of been in excess before, so it's it kind of just stayed the same for lockdown, because also I wasn't in the unfortunate spot of not being able to work like a lot of people were. Yeah. Fortunately, my job was considered to be essential, so
I was working in the restaurant industry, so they closed us right the fuck down.
They fucked you guys with that.
Yeah.
They really fucked you guys with that.
Well, the place I was working with a chef who I thought was a friend of mine, and they closed the whole fucking place up, man. He did not adhere to. Oh, he ran the place to the fucking ground. Hey, we just opened like a year before lockdowns.
Yeah.
So we were in a sensitive position, and he didn't listen to me or anybody else that worked with him as to cut this fucking menu. You have 3 pages of menu. We don't have the clientele for some of this shit. Cut it down. We can focus on making the stuff that we're doing better. His wife and him, and she was a greedy motherfucker, and just they got those loans, and he gave her the money, and then she ran off and divorced him. And he was like, I'm closing the restaurant down. I said, fuck, this place should have been closed down a year ago. Good cook.
Sounds like a place that should be on like Kitchen Nightmares or something.
Well, no, the kitchen wasn't a nightmare. The kitchen ran fine. The business was a nightmare.
Yeah.
He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And it's a shame because he was a buddy of mine, and he started treating me like a shit. And I'm like, man, I'm the fuck out of here. I'm not waiting for you to close.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm done.
That's rough.
It was a shame. Yeah. So people were doing that thing about Urban Dictionary. You see that? Putting their
where they put the names
like their fucking name. And I forgot I am on Urban Dictionary. Not my name. Someone made a post about me. Okay. It is okay. I'm gonna pull it up for my sake.
Pull it up.
I thought I had it, but I don't have it. Is that it? Talk about something while I'm doing this.
I have been rediscovering my love for Jeff Buckley recently.
Oh, I love me some Jeff Buckley.
Not that I've ever forgotten about it, but
you fall out with people for a little bit, like musically,
Yeah, and like I went through a big obsession with him too. But no, I think it was when we started talking about our live albums.
Yeah,
and I started listening to Live at Chennai again, and I listened to the whole thing at work one day, dude. And
that's a good
goddamn.
Speaking of which, I'm going to tell people about our next topic before we go on to what I was talking about.
Yeah, go for it, buddy.
Next topic is going to be something a little different. We're going to be doing top 5 video games.
Yeah.
Our 5
little different
video games. Yeah. We're not sure about the gaming part of this podcast. Community. Yeah, we don't know if there's a community for that. Especially with guys, we're not really video game. I mean, I just did Hotline Peaks.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big gamer, but you're not much of one. And I don't
not as much as I used to be.
And
even back then I wasn't really a fucking true gamer.
I don't know how much of a draw in people will in the video game community will give a shit about what we have to say about
video games. They will, maybe they won't.
Like I said, judging my Hotline
just include
Peaks,
a crack story and they'll bring the people in.
I don't tell enough of my stories because I don't know if people really want to hear about all the wild decadence that I've experienced in my life.
Hey man, I would love to hear it, and if you want to tell it, fucking.
But okay, so this is an Urban Dictionary about me, from 2010. It's called the Youngwood Switcheroo. It's the act of dropping off the girl you are dating, only to turn around and pick up the girl you are cheating on her with in the same small town. The term takes its name from the extremely small town of Youngwood, PA. So the examples he gives are a girl named Lily and a girl named Emma. Okay, I was dating a girl named Lexi and Emily, and they lived 2 blocks away in Youngwood, PA. And my friend, the guy who made this, is the one who drove me to pick both of them up and drop them off one day. And the second one gets in the car, Lexi, and he goes, "Oh, you're pulling the old Youngwood switcheroo." And she gave me this fucking look, like, "You piece of shit." I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
What?
So he put it up. So if you're a small town cheater, there is now a term for that. and it's about me.
Young Whisperer. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I even knew it was him that did it because the title is by a person called That's Vanity, and that's a line from No Country for Old Men, and that was a movie me and him watched all the time. Ain't all waiting on you. That's vanity. You know what I mean? So yeah, I forgot that. So that for one of those things that there's mine. It's about cheating.
That's fucking great.
I mean, it's fucking.
Yeah, I didn't do that with mine.
It's 11 years old. I think I'm okay with saying experience some, relationship.
Yeah, you had some experiences of being a wild and crazy guy.
Is that really where you wanted to go with that? Wild and crazy guys?
That's the
joke. That's the no, you went for like an old Saturday Night Live bit that wasn't funny in 1974.
Yeah. That's
wild and crazy guys. Who was that? Steve Martin and
Dan Aykroyd, I think.
Wasn't Dan Aykroyd.
Wasn't Dan Aykroyd?
Martin Short.
Fuck. I don't know.
I want to say it was Martin Short, but it might have been Dan Aykroyd.
Maybe.
Did you see the new Ghostbusters?
No, is it any good?
I didn't fucking see it.
I like Paul Rudd.
I love the tall pud, man. I don't like that Finn Wolfhard, or whatever the fuck his name is.
Finn Wolfhard.
Fucking piece of shit.
my daughter had the biggest crush on him for the longest time.
Looks like a fucking piece of shit. I hate more than him, the kid with no teeth from that show he's on.
You hate that kid too? Why?
I hate that. Look at his little fucking face. I can't stand his fucking face. Everything about him.
You know what? Okay, if we're gonna talk about kids that we hate, kids' faces that we hate.
Yeah.
You know the movie Cats and Dogs? Cats versus Dogs?
Yeah, I do.
There's a kid in that, and I don't like his face.
Some kids just got fucking cunt face, man. You can't do nothing about it. I get pissed off at kids' faces more than I get pissed off at adults' faces, because like you can see that the kid's gonna be a cunt. You know what I mean?
I had these feelings pre having my son.
Oh yeah, me too. I hate everything, so that's fine. I love my daughter. When we had her though, she was so squishy. She had a squish face, so I called her Squish Face for a little bit.
Cute.
Why are you so fucking squish face, Ava? Do something about that squish face you got. Yeah.
All Jigglypuff and shit.
Are you a Pokemon fan?
That was, yeah, the relic, but it was only like the original
red and
150 and
blue
stuff.
And yellow were the original three.
I was more of a fan of the show,
I liked the game. I couldn't get into the show.
Well, you were older than me when the show came out.
I think that the chick from Team Rocket was hot.
Oh, I thought so too. Yeah, I thought so too.
I would also, the dude from Team Rocket wasn't that bad looking either.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I would have loved to see them fuck.
Are they brother and sister?
I don't think so.
No, I don't know. You're the one who watched the fucking show.
I don't remember that.
I thought they were related.
No, but I collected the cards and
I never played the card game. I just played the game.
I never played the game. I never played the card game.
I have a deep loathing for card games.
I never played the game though. I never played the card game.
Yeah,
I just had the cards. I
had some. Yeah, I think I had some for some reason.
Yeah,
you had to get.
And
them.
the only game I played was the yellow version, actually.
The third one, yeah.
Pikachu, yeah.
Fucking Pikachu.
And I loved it, man. That was a big part of my childhood for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I like Pokemon, but I mean, it's the biggest franchise in the world. Did you know that?
Is it?
It's the biggest franchise in the world. Yes,
I believe it.
It is out, and it outpaced. Like I think number 2 is like Sanrio, like Hello Kitty and shit like that, and Mickey Mouse.
That's crazy.
And it's Pokemon is 1 on that list.
Nice.
I didn't believe it, but I looked it up recently for some reason. Must have been drunk or something, and I was like, hell yeah, Pokemon's number 1.
Because that fucking Pikachu, man.
And I remember when Pokemon Go came out, and world peace was almost attained.
Dude.
Real briefly. People were I was out walking with people and we were talking to new people and
same dude
excited to talk to
it was fun. Yeah.
There's a church down the street from me that's a sexual pervert lives in. It's no longer a church. And that's like a gym, you could take the base like a block rim. So we would go down there and win that gym back all the time.
Oh, hell yeah,
Pretty
dude.
cool. It's pretty fucking cool.
I'll occasionally download it again every once in a while and play it for like maybe a month, and then I fucking stop again.
I never really played it. Someone I was dating played it, and but I just helped her out, and it was really cool to have like a team together. Speaking about that
it was
church,
cool.
I met that guy. I went to see an Irish band one time. Like these two Irish guys played like a jigs or whatever, and the guy was there that he makes art out of styrofoam and lacquer. And I started talking to these Irish guys. We were talking about assholes, like we were talking about like women's assholes for some reason. We go on like asses. We were talking about asses. And this guy came up and he starts talking about this girl that's there, and the girl's like 15 or 16 that he's talking about. This guy lives in this church down the street. And I'm like, man, that's not.
Yeah.
We're talking about adult women's butts. You're coming up here talking about little girls.
Yeah.
I forget what the context was why we were talking about asses. There was a context to it. I don't remember what it was. And I was like,
hanging out talking about asses.
I was like, you gotta get the fuck away from me, man. I can't. And so I see that dude sometimes, and I just think, what a fucking freak. Trying to talk about assholes. Trying to talk about assholes here. You come up here and start talking about gross stuff.
God. That's pretty fun.
And I don't remember what that band, what they were, who they were.
They were an Irish band, though.
They were some kind of like Irish, and it was at this art gallery that I used to go to, like a modern art gallery down the street from me. And the couple was real nice. The wife thought I was a gangster of some description, because I was a shady character back in the day. I don't know what she thought or what she knew, but she used to think I was up to chicanery of some ill repute, you know.
When are you not?
I don't know. I don't do a lot anymore. I got a kid, and I have 3 shows a week I gotta fucking do, and I got other shit. eBay stuff I sell, and I do other crap.
Gotta stay hustling, right?
I got no fucking time to do chicanery. Because I don't want to fucking go talk. I don't want to deal with people or talk to people or fucking go outside with people. I hate seeing everybody. My neighbor said hello to me the other day, and I wanted to fucking shoot him in the goddamn head.
Jeez.
He's like, hello. And I'm like, why? I'm getting out of my car. Don't fucking talk to me. I'm not here.
I would love for our neighbors around here to be a little bit more pleasant. I feel the opposite. I wouldn't mind a little bit more pleasantness with our neighbors.
You have
trouble. I wouldn't mind knowing
you
our
got
neighbors.
Beef with the neighbors?
No, I don't got beef with the neighbors. Just
what kind of beef you got with them?
I don't got no beef.
Is that turf war? Chulo turf war?
No, it's just like everyone's standoffish, you know.
Dude, who wants to fucking talk to somebody? I don't want to talk to anybody.
Someone who grew up watching all those movies where people are neighbors and shit. And I love that.
any place where you know your neighbors is the likelihood of you dying goes up by 40%.
True.
Because there's always people that know you that kill you.
That statistic seems to make sense to me, actually.
Because it's always, most of the time, people that die, it's someone that they knew that killed them, right?
Yeah.
So once you start knowing more people, like your circle of death,
chances are you're gonna die,
bigger and bigger. So I cut it down to, I know, like 2 people. Ava might kill me. She's dangerous. I worry.
She's crazy.
She's got her mom's temper and my will to violence.
Cook you in her grill.
She'll fucking cook me on the grill. She tried. Daddy's dead. Cooked on grill.
Mail me some frozen meat.
People aren't good to eat. You don't want to eat a person. You don't want to eat me, especially. I
believe it.
Tainted. It's crack meat.
Tainted meat.
Why would your kids bring that meat in here of all places? Remember that from Tim and Eric?
Yes. They're doing a new Eric is directing some weird new
fucking much stuff. I cannot keep abreast of those 2. Yeah. Was it Tim? No, Eric. Did you ever see his Instagram? It's all food and it's delicious.
Yeah, like he's a real like foodie guy.
Meals that he has, and I'm just like, God,
he's a fancy motherfucker, dude.
You're fucking doing it, man. Like he's living it. I like both of them. I like that level of humor. Like people, either you like it or you don't. There's no middle ground. Either you think that's funny or you fucking hate them. Like that's it.
I know you don't like Tool all that much, but
Tool's just fine. I just never was.
You said the Tool fans.
Yeah, Tool fans suck.
Yeah. Did you ever see the documentary with Maynard about his wine, Blood into Wine?
Oh yeah. That was
Did you see
really
the bits with Tim and Eric in that?
When they're
hilarious.
That's actually really interesting. It was actually not that bad.
Yeah, that was a really cool documentary, I thought.
I like
because he goes full in. He's all about the process of it and everything.
The wine process is an incredible process.
Yeah,
I'm a big champagne fan, and I know a little bit about wine.
Oh, nice.
I know enough about wine to get through like a conversation. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I fucking love wine, but I only drink it, dude. I know nothing.
What do you
about
drink?
it.
You drink a red, right?
We talked a red, yeah, red. I like red. I like red. Merlot or Cabernet.
Like a deep red.
I know that a Cabernet fucking paired with a good steak tastes fucking amazing. Actually,
it depends on the cut of steak and the kind of Cabernet and there's a lot going in. Don't just say things like that. There's a lot that goes into a pairing.
Well, no, I think maybe because I've always heard that so much. And then when I got a Cabernet that I liked and then made a steak, I think it just
like if you have like a
placebo a little bit.
A New York strip medium rare with a deep red. Yes.
That's what I had that day was a New York strip with some kind of, I don't remember the Cabernet though. That's all.
Yeah, whatever. That doesn't.
It was good though.
How do you take a steak?
Medium rare. Usually
that's the normal. Yeah. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, standard. I'm boring.
I don't like too rare. It's too.
I don't want too rare.
You know, I want a little bit of tough mid rare.
You know what? No, I would say I think I used to be medium rare. I would say more along the lines of medium.
It depends on the cut as well. I mean, like you get like a ribeye. Ribeye is rare. I mean, it's a ribeye.
Yeah.
Because it's how it's cooked. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So damn thick and huge.
That's what they say. Yeah. Not my penis.
But my cock.
No, they didn't say that. Certainly not. There was something we were talking about.
Horsecock.
Huh? Horsecock? We're talking horsecock. Gonna bring it back?
I'm gonna bring it back.
I see all my notes are related to that fucking dumb bitch that didn't come on the fucking show today. So I got all these notes about her. I didn't have time
now you
to
gotta find a way to bring that on to the next one where she'll actually
some
be
of these
on.
that tie together were about the dumb fucking Coral. The dumb bitch didn't fucking come on the show. Who's currently at a race hate rally.
Yeah.
That's where she's at.
She is.
Hates.
But I mean, we know where her commitments lie, so
yeah. With the whole Nazi conversation would have been a lot better had I had an actual Nazi here. Or a sympathizer. She's a sympathizer. I wouldn't call her a Nazi.
Yeah, we can say that.
She's sympathetic to them.
Yes, very. Which is, can you say wholesome?
It's pretty wholesome. If you don't go the full way, I guess it's fine. Her shit's not that fucking wholesome. It's filthy. You know her. She's a weird person. Nothing wholesome.
It's super wholesome. It's fucking cats with Twin Peaks quotes. It's fucking awful Twin Peaks moments with cute
those
quotes.
Cats are abused cats that need saved. She finds them specifically on abused cats, the deep web. She gets on her Tor Onion browser. She goes to the hidden wikis. She finds abused cats. She fucking gets pictures of them. She pays in Bitcoin for the videos. Fucking you don't even know. You don't even know what's happening to those cats.
Now we just gotta find a really fucking miserable, dreadful looking cat that looks all messed up, and then on the picture below it will be the hello Johnny, how are you today?
There should be more done with that, and I can't find a lot of good jokes for that.
No, it's not a whole lot.
I want to use that like the thing saying something, but it's already absurd. Like I can't go 2 levels. That's probably I have is I was gonna do Tim and Eric's awesome show, great job as my next big meme thing after Danger Peaks. I was gonna
I'm gonna for sure have to jump into that too. My girlfriend's gonna love that too. She loves Tim and Eric.
I couldn't do it. It can't be done.
Really?
You could get maybe a joke out of a cup because I did 2 of them that were pretty good jokes.
I would think that it would be like easy to do because of how ridiculous
it's too absurd. So all you're doing, you're already putting a joke on. You're taking a joke and making it less absurd when you add Twin Peaks to it.
Well, then you know what I think you should do then if you're not going to do meme formats. I think
you would.
Well, aside from that,
I changed it.
I changed it. No, I'm saying. No, I'm saying because that sounds like a lost opportunity. You should do videos with that, or like
I did. Remember, I did the video, the little dancing man video.
Okay, yeah, there's that.
And that was I like that because it worked perfectly. A little dancing man.
Remember that, and it was good. But I think you do like so many ridiculous fast cuts with that too. And just have it be so stupid and ridiculous.
The time and effort it would be, I could maybe find one or two. The problem is that I found that the jokes were less ridiculous than the Tim and Eric jokes already were. Like,
oh shit, okay.
So what's the point of making a ridiculous joke if the joke is already ridiculous? You can't. There's not a double layer to that. You know what I mean?
Double ridiculous.
It came off as well, slightly less ridiculous than the Tim and Eric joke, and I'm like, well, that doesn't really work for me. Because the whole point of this process is to create a sort of surrealistic thing that lands, not to do the opposite fact.
Yeah, sometimes it's fun to just get fucking wild and ridiculous.
It's hard to do with Tim and Eric stuff because their stuff is already so out there.
I can see that though.
I was really struggling. I got through the first 4 episodes and I'm like, I'm really struggling to find material that I feel is funny.
Yeah, I get it.
I know that feeling all too well, dude.
I went through that fucking dry spell recently of not posting for like 10 days, I think it was.
But your formats, when you find a format, you work it pretty good. Your Wayne's World stuff I liked a lot. That came out today.
Yeah, it was fun. I liked it.
And Mr. Tojimura, I think is very handsome, man.
Yeah, he's hot, man.
More looking good. Ben was sucking on his toes.
Yeah, stop Asian hate, dude.
Is there Asian hate?
I don't know.
Who the fuck hates Asian people?
I don't know.
People hate Asian people? Thing? I mean, I'm sure they do, but I think people who hate Asian people also hate every race. Right. Like, how do you specifically hate Asian people? It just seems, unless you're like a Vietnam vet.
Yeah.
That's the only people I can think of that are like, oh, damn Asians. It's like, I think you hear more about Asian fetishes than you do Asian hate.
Yeah,
probably. Which also isn't good, but
yeah, they fetishize some weird stuff.
I get a lot of. I'll occasionally be scrolling when trying to go to sleep or whatever, and I'll go through like videos and random videos on Instagram, and I get a lot of Chinese women walking. I don't have a particular inclination towards Asian women. They're fine. There's beautiful Asian women. It's not a preference of mine. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's specifically Chinese women walking, like tall Chinese women. And I'm like, am I getting these videos? This is not I've never really liked anything that like it was based in China, and it's certainly not a bunch of tall women walking. I want to know what algorithm. Because I'm getting them every day now. I'm scrolling through my videos and I'm like, what? Tall Asian woman walking?
Wait, so you're just seeing random pages?
It's just like, yeah. You know, you go to the search thing and just click a video and just scroll down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll get a lot of it's cooking stuff. Because I like, learn about new cooking techniques, funny stuff, people dancing. Because that's always people dancing. It's just a thing that comes up a lot.
Yeah.
And then Asian it's Chinese women. It's not any other. It's not Korean. It's not Japanese. It's Chinese women. You can tell by the language, and they look different than everybody else. And walking, tall Asian Chinese women walking. The fuck am I doing with this information? What do you want me to do?
I have no fucking idea.
What does
That's
Instagram want me to do? And I don't even post Asian stuff. I don't even post
that's strange. I don't know what's up with that, dude. That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like the weirdest thing because I stay away from like thoughty stuff. It's just not my bag. I obviously follow some people that are models or cosplay people, and that's just their thing. But I don't really. I'm not going to stare and be like, "Oh, look at this girl. It's fucking stupid."
You're not following to stare and shit. Yeah.
And but really tall Asian women walking around, Chinese women walking around, China. Instagram thinks that's my fucking bag, baby.
that's your thing, dude. Dude, I'm gonna have to go soon, but I wanted to at least show one thing on here. I don't know. It's just something to share. No, not that. That's just for the Patreon. Come on, you know that.
You guys are ready for the Patreon.
Keep fucking forgetting.
Nothing but hard cock.
No, dude. Just I mentioned to you before how there's a little like connections, connections with like everything that I've been.
Yeah. So me and Adam were discussing the cyclical nature of things that we enjoy and how they come around and around and around, spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record.
Yeah. I don't know, man, because like we were talking about like with the live albums, right? We were talking about the Jeff Buckley live at Shanae.
Yes.
He covers, Nina Simone. He covers that Pakistani singer I told you about that I enjoy.
Leonard Cohen.
Well. Yeah, yeah. I thought you were calling Leonard Cohen the Pakistani singer.
I meant Cat Stevens, the Pakistani singer that you were. What is he? Yusuf Islam now?
No, the one I was talking about was Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan. Yeah, that guy. But no, it's just like it's little things that I find the connections in. Like he mentions that same dude in this John Lurie mentions Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan in that. He mentions Nina Simone in it too, and Leonard Cohen. Then we have Nina Simone's Gum, which I'm about to read too. There's connections of that.
It's a breeze of a read.
Oh yeah, I know that. So that's going to be that. But then also another thing, like I took an Uber to work a few days back because I had to go in super early and couldn't go with my usual ride. But what happened was the dude was playing some really good music in the car, and it's just bunch of Bob Dylan and stuff like that, which I know you don't like. But eventually Leonard Cohen started playing. How does it feel?
You like my music?
But I gotta say, this driver, he looks fucking really cool too. He's got like this killer like almost Crocodile Dundee hat. He's a Persian guy also, so he's Middle Eastern. He's my people.
People, the Persians.
Yeah,
as you well know, I'm a huge Alexander the Great fan who slaughtered the Persians.
Yeah. Careful, there's a little kitty right here. This is Susan.
Susan is the cat's name.
Susan.
That's not a cat's name.
Yes, it is.
Person's name. Look at that kitty. Oh, that's a cute kitty.
But we call her Nurse Susan. That's who she is.
Nurse Susan.
Yeah, she nurses you back to health. Yeah,
nurse. Okay.
Yeah, nurse.
Cat has a degree.
No, just something.
There's a 2-year programs, I think, aren't there?
Yeah, for a cat, it's like 3.
You're saying the cats take a longer nursing course than regular nurses? Is what you're saying?
Because they're cats, yeah.
So why would that make it longer?
They're not human. Less capable. I don't know.
I don't know. I've met some fucking shitty nurses in my time.
Anyway, sorry. We digress. But no, he plays some Leonard Cohen in the car, and I'm like, hey, good choice of
early Cohen or later Cohen?
It was later Cohen live playing early Cohen.
Wow, so that's the good shit right there. Oh my god.
I bet.
Unprofessional.
It was actually a live version of Lover, Lover, Lover,
Ooh.
which I prefer.
Oh yeah.
It's fucking really, really, really good.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And then the song's done. He drops me off of work. And I see before I get in this car for the whole ride, I see that he has like a little bio on there that you can read of the drivers.
I like when they do that.
Yeah. He's a painter. I see that he's a painter and all that. And I told him I had the John Lurie book with me. I'm like, hey, maybe you'd be interested in this guy. He's a painter too. You should check out his work because I saw that you're a painter.
You talk to your Uber driver? I don't fucking talk to these people.
I just said it before I left, and he's like, oh, that's cool. And he had me hold it up. And he took a picture of the book and everything. And I told him
did you tip him well?
Thank you very much. Yeah, I made sure I tipped him well too.
That's what you're gonna have a conversation with him.
Also fucking what was really awesome was that he let me choose a drawing out of his little sketchbook
to
take home. Yeah,
let's see
this thing here. Little
hey, I like that.
Pragmatism right there, right?
Yeah,
That's
I like
isn't that what it's called? Pragmatic art? Pragmatism?
I wouldn't call it pragmatic art, but
I don't know.
whatever you fucking want to call it, man.
It's fucking awesome, and I love
I like
it.
it. I actually genuinely like that.
Yeah.
I have a self-portrait of mine that looks similar to that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll have to show sometime.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But I mean, I don't know, man. That's a really special human bonding moment that I had with someone, and it was brought on by, things that I'm into, things that things I like. Just presenting a John Lurie book to the guy, or just going out and talk to him.
You made a real human connection, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
And there was some satisfaction to it that you both walked away with some sort of a new piece to yourself.
I know I did. I don't know if you did, but I know I did.
It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant if he did or he didn't. He had the ability to. You did that, and if he chose not to take it, that's his problem.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not worried about whether he took it or not, but the fact that that added something to my life is it means a lot for sure. I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah.
I know it didn't really, everything that I mentioned didn't really connect with one another, but
it does connect in its own way. There's a certain, there's a single yoke, sort of binding all of these things.
Absolutely.
I'm not much for string theory because it's nonsense, but I think in chaos there's a symmetry. You know what I mean? Yeah. Why does the universe, if you look at it, look the same as our cells up close? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a very deep symmetry to the universe, to ourselves, to the things that we enjoy and the people that we surround ourselves with. If you can get it right, if you can see the harmony, it's easy to dismiss harmonies when they come to you.
It's important not to.
It's important not to, but it's easy to not see the forest through the trees, as it were, because you're trying to look at the big picture of things, and you don't always see that.
If you're able to, tune into that harmony or able to see that harmony in your life, I think you're doing something right. Yeah. If you have those moments of harmony, then you're doing something right to where you're rewarded with that every now and then.
This relates definitely to Twin Peaks, the real human connection. Why does Cooper like Twin Peaks? Because he feels like he's experiencing a real human connection with these people. Him and Harry have a bond that is something that he's unused to and someone he works with. Look at him and Albert, how contentious they were. And that's someone he works with closely. But him and Harry have a friendly, dare I say, I don't want to say romantic. Yeah, I don't want to say romantic. Connection. Romantic in the way that they have an understanding.
Romantic. Yeah.
Yeah. I think romance can be used in a non-sexual way.
No,
I mean?
I agree. I
think it's very important that you could have a connection with someone on that deeper length, and you know what I mean? And not it doesn't be necessarily a sexual thing.
Hey man, honking someone's nose is romantic to me.
It's okay. That's what I mean. And Cooper is very touchy. He's a very touch-based individual. Yeah. He likes hugs and touches and fucking getting hand jobs through a silk sheet. And I still think he was banging Audrey. I know they wasn't, but he was banging.
Yeah. That's probably how it was meant to be. But yeah, man, I mean, Cooper is all passionate about Tibet and all that stuff. And he brought some of that passion and energy to, the people in his circle.
Look how receptive they were to it. Like you were saying, it's easy to,
they all leaned in.
Yeah, you can see they very, very literally did.
Yeah.
And they saw the harmony and they embraced it instead of shying away from it.
Exactly.
And I think there's something to David Lynch in his meditation and he loves stuff coming back around. He loves it.
Yeah.
Everything he does
loves
comes back around.
Yeah. Callback.
He's big on that. I can't think of anything he did that isn't simply about that. I believe Inland Empire is just about a movie that is a circle. It didn't happen because I have no idea what it's about.
I mean, I love a good callback too. I mean, you got. So why do you think I always mention horsecock in every episode?
All of my humor is self-referential.
Yeah. It's funnier that way for us, right?
It's funny. Yes, it's funnier if you're in on the joke. But if you're not in on the joke,
for us,
it's still funny. Yeah, it's still funny. That's why I love the Venture Brothers, because everything about that was one big inside joke. Every joke was an inside joke, and either you fucking got it or you goddamn didn't. And it was a little too meta for people, I think.
Yeah, it would have caught on more if it wasn't as meta, but I loved it
for what I saw, because they stayed pure. I remember there's one where he's under the Venture compound, Dr. Venture, and the people that are under there only got VH1 Classic. So they're all based on, and the one guy's the guy Prodigy guy from Firestarter, and he's on the phone, and the guy from Prodigy's yelling at him. He goes, "I'm a Firestarter," and he goes, "Brock, I'm down here with a confessed arsonist."
I gotta rewatch
that's
some
the
of those
best
Venture
fucking
videos.
joke I've ever. My favorite joke for them is the Rochambeau joke, where they're talking about giving the old Rochambeau, and he's like, "What is it? Guy from the Revolutionary War to do with it? Why would a guy with a French name be the Revolutionary War? Franco-American War?" And he goes, "Franco-American? Don't they make SpaghettiOs? Why would a place called Franco-American make an Italian dish?" It's just this conversation that builds on itself, and it's the best. I don't know how that's
Oh my god.
You said
Venture Bros is a good one.
You said someone was sad about my taint scar. Who was that? Was your girlfriend?
Yeah. Well, she was you know, she was like, "Oh, that's no, I wouldn't say deeply concerned. Not as deep as the scar."
I think deeply. Why can't someone be deeply concerned for me? Is that impossible? Someone's deeply concerned for how I feel?
I just know she's not.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
I'm kidding. No, she was listening to the pod, and she said, she's like, "Oh man, that sucks about his scar."
Yeah, it does.
That's all she said. That's all that was said.
Did she check you out later? Make sure there's no. Did she check you out later? Make sure there's no scars down there.
Yeah. She's seen.
Could be a rampant taint scratcher.
No. She checks it out. She's
like,
good.
What is it? That fake smiley face murderer that doesn't exist. So all these guys died in water, like you drunk guys and stuff like that.
Okay.
And within a 10-mile radius, there was a smiley face painted somewhere, because that's the most common graffiti. And people assumed that this meant that there was a string of murderers called the smiley.
It was like a variety of different kinds of smiley faces, or what?
It was just it's spray paint, smiley face. It's
as long as it was a smiley face, right?
Yeah, but for some reason, this connection was that there was a murderer on the loose called the smiley face, and like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. It's certainly not that. You ever heard about this? This is like one of these.
No, I never heard about this.
I looked into it. I've tried to look into it, and I had a girlfriend that was convinced. She's like, it's a smile, because her brother was a homosexual guy, and a lot of the guys were gay that died. I'm thinking they were drunk outside a club. There's water. They fell in the water, or they got murdered. But it's not the same guy doing it. And she was like, "What if my brother gets murdered?" And I said, "They're only killing handsome guys, I
think." How'd she take that?
Like, yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah, because he's fucking.
No, there you go. We're good.
Yeah, she don't give a shit.
Oh man.
He likes to wear diapers.
Oh wow.
I worked with
baby clothes.
So I met Jess, this is my baby's mama, when I hired her, her and her brother, for a restaurant I was working at. So you're both hired. I don't have time for this shit. Well, what I told her was, she's like, I got like ready for this interview. I come in, you explain the job to me, and then you go, "I like your face. You're hired." It's apparently what I said to her.
Really?
Yeah, "I like your face. You're hired. I know I need a face around here." So she got hired, and her brother started working with me in the kitchen, and he starts telling me all this weird shit he's into. I'm like, "I don't know why you're telling me this, man. I don't want to fucking know about your diaper." He's into farts and diapers, and I'm like, I don't fucking. And there was this ultra conservative Christian girl that I worked with, and she did not care that he was a homosexual. She's like, "Oh, he's going to hell." And I'm like, "He's going to hell because he's fucking eating shit or whatever the fuck he's doing. I don't give a fuck about being gay." The diaper stuff that fucking bothers me. I'm talking to Jess, and she's like, "He told you about that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "He wouldn't. He is my brother, and he won't tell me any of the weird stuff he's into, but he'll tell you after 2 weeks." I'm like, I'm just one of those people. People like to tell people.
You bring it down on people, man.
People just like to talk to me about shit, and I don't want to fucking hear it ever.
You look like a shitty guy.
People will fucking tell me. I had one guy. I tell you about the guy that told me I had a kingly power. That guy.
No.
Fucking, there was this dude. Weird fucking dude, and we were getting drunk, and you know what? I hear a lot from people. I feel like we have a bond. Like I don't want to fucking hear this from people. So we came back to my place, and my girlfriend and her sister went to sleep in the bedroom, and he slept on the couch. I slept on the floor, and we're talking, and we're getting rough. You know, he's telling me about how he was molested as a kid and all this other horrible shit. I don't know. We're trying to watch Ishi the Killer. I just want to watch Ishi the Killer and get drunk. I don't want to fucking hear about you being molested. Sorry.
Each of the Killers already fucked up enough.
Yeah, I'm like, man, Jesus, you know. And he slapped me in the ear. So I beat the fuck out of him. And I'm beating him up and I'm beating him up. And he said, before he was like, I want to die. And so I was like, I'll fucking kill you. And he's like, no, don't kill me. And so I'm like, you have to go to sleep now. It's time for you to go to sleep. Shut the fuck up. I'm your ride home. I'll take you home in the morning. So I grab a knife and I'm like, don't fucking come near me when I'm sleeping.
Fucking hell.
I wake up, his eye is swollen shut. He's got a handprint on his fucking neck. My girlfriend, Adrian, she's like, what the fuck happened to him last night? I said, I beat the fuck out of him because he fucking hit me.
Damn.
He takes us out to
Kings.
Shouldn't
have slapped you in the ear then.
He takes us out to Kings for breakfast. And he has a total fucking nervous breakdown at the table. And I'm like, he starts freaking out. He starts yelling at the waitress and he's getting mad. And he can't get mad at me because I've already beat him up. So he can't do anything about that. But he's clearly mad at me. And I'm like, I don't know why you wanted us to go to Kings with you, dude. I don't want to fucking eat with you. I'm done.
I just want to get you guys breakfast. You know, you guys gave me a ride.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. There it was. Exactly. He's flipping the fuck out. We're at Kings trying to eat my fucking bagel sandwich egg thing. And he's having a fit. And I'm like, you got to shut the fuck up. Said you have to shut the fuck up now.
He said he was yelling at the waitress.
He's yelling at everybody. He's just making these weird
these fucking guys' orders. They gave me a ride.
I'm like,
get their fucking orders.
I said, you have got to go. I said, you have to get the fuck out of here. I said, I'm not taking you any closer to home than this. Wherever this is, you've got to fucking leave. And I saw that guy sometime later, and he did not care for me. Our bond had been severed, apparently. That he thought we had.
So much for that bond, right?
I blame him for that. Fuck you, coming at me aggressively.
Bonded by Elmers.
Jesus Christ, fucking weird people.
Oh man. Well, sir, I gotta treat my possible COVID with some Theraflu.
All right, brother.
And some rest.
All right, so, next time we will be doing.
This is a fantastic episode.
We'll be doing top 5 video games.
Video games,
as Hank Hill would say it. Video games on the DemonPeaks podcast.
All right, so that's gonna be some nostalgia for me right there. That's gonna be a fun one.
You're gonna make a note. You're gonna make some notes. You're gonna fucking wing it.
What to give you a fucking boring story about my childhood?
I mean, just notes about what you're gonna pick because you're fucking, you don't know your ass from your goddamn elbow.
I've been doing fine.
Yeah, okay, that's what they all say. You know,
fine.
Somebody remembers Gimbals. You know
who?
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's fucking. I think it was Sears and Roebuck. No one fucking remembers Roebuck. You're the Roebuck here, buddy.
All right, buddy.
Macy's. It was Macy's and Gimbals. That's what it was. Macy's and Gimbals. Who fucking remembers Gimbals? Huh? You don't remember them. That's you. You're Gimbals. Get your shit together.
I will, sir.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
All right, buddy. Much love.